All roads lead to TCH Social Austin for the final stop of the Trailblazer Poker Tour from March 31st to April 14th, with 15 events and over $900,000 in guaranteed prize pools. This is your final chance to earn points for the $50,000 free roll and to win the Chevy Trailblazer SUV. Get into the $500,000 guaranteed main event for $800. For full details, visit texascardhouse.com.
Colorblind no more. I trained you yesterday.
Oh, you want to?
.1 or 1.310.
ALS.
He's going to make the call here, so NRG is going to be at risk. Paul P makes the call with King 10 of clubs. NRG gets it in there with Big Slick, Ace King. He'll be at risk. Friend of the show, Mr. Nick.
Rocking the Rangers jersey.
359, all spades. Or, pardon me, 2 spades. No clubs. Only a 10 can change it here. Deuce.
Deuce, there you go. So NRG going to get a full double up, and that was our first hand. We had an all-in on our first hand and a double up, so congrats to Nick hanging around here. He actually got to do a little time in the booth last week as you were out of commission for the night, and so Nick came in and just missed the final table in last week's Saturday tournament. Now he makes the final table in the even bigger one, and just found out that we were on mute for those first couple seconds.
Well,
so RJ, if you want to kick us back off.
Well, this is the even bigger one. It's the final table coming at you from Texas Card House Dallas, and I am RJ Dupree, and my partner here is Eric Van Loozen. If you didn't hear that the first time, that's the real introduction. We are here, loud and proud.
Yeah, $53,380 up top for first place, so going to be a fun one.
Yeah, so we get a double up in the first hand, hand number 2 here. A lot of rags all the way around to the blinds where JS looks down at Queen Jack, 2 letters. Paul P in the big blind, so he found himself in a little bit of predicament under the gun there, limped with that King 10 of clubs, and then had to double up Nick there, NRG.
All right, got some fun folks in the chat already. Miss Dory Coyle saying, here we go. Go Pookie, which is what she calls Jim. Congrats to Jim on another final table.
Another final table. He'll be sitting in the 3 seat tonight, coming in with $2.3 million.
Or is it over here? It's good enough.
So it looks like our blinds here to start the final table. 50,000, 100,000 with a 100,000 big blind Annie. Hello, Dustin. Dory.
A Tink.
And a Tink. What's up, buddy?
All the way from Turkey.
Well, greetings back at you from Dallas, Texas. All right, Sam R., he is in early position, able to throw a little raise out there with that suited ace-9. King 10 in the big blind will make the call. We'll see a flop. Jim defending from the big blind there with that king 10. Nobody really landing anything. Sam's going to bet that ace high and take it down on the turn.
There we go. Galen Landers saying hello from 10EC. Even us rednecks here in Texas and RJ being an Oklahoma boy, we understand 10EC means.
That's either a cell block or the state underneath Kentucky.
Absolutely. Got Miss Brittany dealing for us tonight. We got some new felt here representing the hijack poker, so might have been a little shocker for some of y'all to see. But wait a minute, is this TCH Dallas? And it sure as heck is.
It is
Just
indeed.
got some new felt. Let us know what you think. A little less busy as the last one was, even though I loved the blue and the skyline, but definitely a new look.
So far, I like it. I think the mustard color looks pretty cool on screen, and you can see the lights. I like that part of it. The beautiful skyline of Dallas. It's kind of condensed there, but it is the skyline of Dallas. Reunion Tower right there in the middle above the AS of Texas. And you see the big building with the hole in it. What's the name of the big building with the hole in it?
Good question.
Chat's going to have to help us out on that one.
All right, Queen 8 Jack. Big flop there for Brian.
Yeah, Brian landing a bunch of it here. Top pair with that king queen, and he's holding the king of spades. That's 225, takes it down.
And we'll go around the table real quick again.
Yeah,
in the one seat, we got JS. Not as familiar with JS, but congrats on a final table. And the 2 seat, we've got Paul P. I did get to play a little bit with Paul P. In one of the flights that I fired. I fired a couple bullets at this sucker unsuccessfully. And then in the 3 seat, we got Jim, Neil Y in the 4. Of course, our buddy Sam, Mr. Sam Rayburn, in the 5 seat.
Chip leading.
Very well so far today.
NRG, Nick Gwynn in the 6. Our boy Tiku in
What's
the
up,
7.
T? Yeah, you mentioned that you got to play a little bit with Paul P. I've played several times with Paul P. It seems like when I do play a tournament at Texas Card House Dallas, I frequently get on the same table with Paul. So I've had an opportunity to play with Paul quite a bit, visit with Paul. JS, by the way, in the 1 seat, he mentioned to me before the show that this is probably his first tournament in about 10, 15 years. Like he said he couldn't remember his last tournament.
Well, here he is with a chance to win $53,000. So congrats, JS. Just in time, Mr. Sam R.
All right, fun little hand here as Neil gets to raise it up in the small blind with that king high and find some resistance from the big blind as Sam has jacks.
Absolutely, he does. Sam not only has jacks, but he's got a cool jacket.
That is a cool jacket.
Dallas Stars playoff run is about to begin.
That's right.
At least one team in the DFW area is doing things
That's right,
right.
handling their business.
Acquiring new players, not trading away their superstars. So shout out to those Dallas Stars for another playoff run they're about to start. Hopefully get us another Stanley Cup.
Indeed. Tiku under the gun here with ace queen. Raise it up, 250,000 to go here. As we mentioned earlier, blinds starting out this final table 50,000, 100,000. A little 2.5x under the gun. And he almost gets all the way around until the big blind. Our man NRG looks down at big slick ace king, and he will rip it. He's all in there.
That's right. No string bet, as he did say, the all-in words required. Pushes those chips out in 3 stacks. Tough spot. Tiku is one of our favorite cash players. Plays in a lot of round of each games. They have a lot of fun when they play.
They do.
He said he just wasn't feeling it in that game the other night and just decided, you know what, I'm going to fire at this dadgum tournament. And he fired 2 bullets. And the second one, he said he decided he was going to be more patient. And he's like, I never knew I could be this patient because he normally plays the round of each game that gets so wild in here. He and Mark Wee and all the boys.
Yeah, and JS,
David.
They're in the 1 seat. He's a PLO regular in these the Dallas games, so I'm sure They've played in the round of each together several times. You know, it's funny. You talk about just mentality going into a tournament buy-in and whatever. You know, it's funny how those usually work out, right? When you got your game face on, when you feel like you're ready, you're more ready than when you're not, right?
100%. All right, Reggie letting us know that the building that you were talking about with the hole in it,
There we go.
the
What is it?
Chase Tower.
Chase Tower. Okay, thank you.
And I believe the one that lights up green is the Bank of America building. Handsome Andy join us. Misspelled her name, but he likes to call her Briffany, our lovely dealer.
What up, handsome Andy? Yeah, I would imagine, yeah, they mentioned that the white print on the yellow graphics can be kind of hard to see on your cell phone. Understandable.
Yeah, the up-close view is pretty easy, but I understand what you're saying there. Cell phones do make it more difficult.
I'm getting where I can't see squat on my cell phone.
All right, Tiku's going to take that one down with the sevens.
Now that I'm in my 40s and experiencing my midlife crisis number 3, I can't see crap.
Phony Turgeson joining us.
What up, Phony?
Hello, all. Hope you had a great weekend. Enjoy the stream and hit that like button. Thank you for doing that job for us, but we would appreciate it. If y'all haven't subscribed, all the other locations at TCH do some live streaming as well. Of course, Las Colinas doesn't do it, but every other city has a live stream. So
this is Brian L., by the way, in the 9th seed. He's coming in with about a little over $5 million into tonight's final table. I think we started to make a lap of the button there, lap of the players. And we
didn't get his name, yeah.
Yeah, we came up short, didn't we? Paul in the 2 seat here. He's going to open it up again with King Jack of Hearts. Early position. And it gets rid of King Queen behind him.
Nick not waking up with Ace King this time. He's got the clean diaper. 3 deuce. Dominated suit there.
Everyone loves a clean diaper on the button.
There's our boy ADHD Poker. What's going on? He likes the new table. Yeah, on camera it looks really good. I wasn't sure when I saw it in person the first couple of seconds, but the overhead view there, I kind of like it.
Yeah, it's growing on me a little bit, which I kind of liked it to start with. So, but yeah, it looks sharp. Brought to you by Hijack Poker and Texas Card House Dallas. Hijack Poker, of course, the app that you can play online poker on your phone in the state of Texas.
I guess we'll see what he had.
I will see.
Yeah.
Eventually. So that was a misclick?
What's going on, Ryan?
Hello, Ryan.
We don't know if it's on his misclick.
You gotta do this. Purple.
Purple? Oh. Yeah.
JS is incognito over there.
I'm like, that was weird, but I didn't know.
Laurelette, which part is hard to read? Is it the white lettering underneath the players' names there with the
Codes last time, right? There's some new plays.
chip totals and the action?
Yeah, I'm guessing. Yeah, that's the part I'm guessing.
Big old.
All right, Brad.
Yeah.
I think we sold Brad out too on the player introductions. He's in the 8th seat, by the way. He's got 3.7 million. Mr. Brad in the small blind here. He's going to raise it 250,000. Brian L. the big blind makes the call, so it's a battle of the blinds to the flop. King 7-7 here, so Brian will land the best of it.
Yes. Table 9, sir.
And looks like these cards are just a fraction bigger than the box. So whoever it is
Yeah.
that goes crazy when the cards are outside the box may have a rough time with this table. Do you remember who that was?
I do not.
Yeah, it was
but
one
that's
of
all right.
it was one of our regular chat folks that loved to pick on us when the cards got outside the box.
Oh, or if they were at an angle at
Yeah,
all. Like
yeah,
They
yeah.
wanted them perfect inside
That's
that
right.
box. Well, now we've got an even tighter box.
Yes. Yep. The wiener's like a little too big for the hot dog here.
Yep.
I don't know. It's going to be tough.
Love a tight box, but yeah, a little tough.
Yeah, and they're saying that, yeah, the white numbers are hard to pick up.
Well, we are open to suggestions, so thank y'all for letting us know, and we will see if we can get them to work on that for us. All right, Brad, going to wake up with another nice hand, raise up to 250 here.
Ace Jack on the button. That's premium material. Bumps it up to 250. Finds no resistance. He'll take down the blinds and the antes. And we are 10 hands in to this final table of the even bigger one, the greatest monthly tournament in all the land, brought to you by Texas Card House Dallas.
Oh, right on time, Miss La joins us saying hello to me, and she's doing the little sweat emoji there and blowing me a kiss as she knocked me out of day one.
She's winking at you.
Quad queens cracked my aces.
Quads?
She ran up a big stack, and I'm surprised she's not on this dadgum final table. I was hoping she would do more with my chips, but I still love you, babe.
Quads are good. Just
And
like
Mediocre Poker shouting out to his boy, Mr. Teak, who saying, "Let's go, Teak." It's only the second time Law's knocked me out of a pretty deep run in a tournament, a big tournament
got you
with
before,
quads.
huh?
Yeah, last time it was 10-9. She cracked my queens that time. This time she has the queens and gets 4 of them. But God bless her.
Well, Brad finds himself in a good spot to 3-bet here with ace-queen. He's in the cutoff. He makes it 650,000 to go. Sam raised it up originally with that ace-10 in the +2 position. Ace-10 now in the muck. So that's our first 3-bet of the night, and it finds no resistance.
Nice hands for Brad. Yeah, I've had a chance to play on a couple of tables in some previous tournaments with Brad. Definitely like the way he plays. Good old aggressive style. Mark R says, white on yellow is like ham on pizza. No good. I agree. I'm not a big ham on pizza guy. You Canadian bacon folks, y'all can keep that.
Our table Friday night.
I'll stick with real bacon.
I'll eat it.
Bipolar dude ever. Loved everybody, then hated everybody.
I'm pretty much cool with all the meats on the pizza. Whatever.
He was joking around, and then like anything you said towards him, he
Law
just, like,
still loves
turned
you,
on.
though.
It was like crazy, like serious too. Like you would think he was punching. He was like so serious, and then he was cool again. Like 10 minutes later.
All right, hand number 12 here. Folds around to the button. Suited King Deuce on the button. He'll bump it up 300,000. Full 3X here from JS, and that gets her done.
Gets her done. Brad Kogel joining us. Howdy, Brad. He's out there grinding in the room as we speak.
Yeah. Got a quick hello to Brad earlier as we about ran into each other behind the Texas Card House pillar in the middle of the room.
I hope you sanitize your hands afterwards.
For running into Brad.
Well done, Mark Wee. White on yellow is okay in some places. I agree.
All right, JS getting the race from the cutoff here. Again, full 3X, Queen 9 offsuit. And again, finds no resistance. So, yeah, that'll be an interesting trend to keep an eye on with those players behind him.
Yeah, Neil and Mr. Jim Coyle are our shorties right now.
Yep.
Jim's feeling good, though. He's got the button, so he's got some free hands.
1.7 million for Jim and the button. So he's still got 17 blinds over there. Blinds,
Y'all are welcome to.
let's see, we still got 26 minutes of this level, so nothing too crazy just yet.
They brought drinks.
Somebody did.
I'll take a shot with you in the break.
Okay.
So, in an
Handsome
hour and a
Andy checking in from Costco.
Well done.
Tell the pretty ladies I said hi. Last time I was there, they were all over the place.
half. There we go. We'll go in an hour and a half. You never know.
And they'll definitely be taking shots after the hard. They'll need them.
You know, I'm pretty sure I know who JS is now. If I could remove the mask,
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
I know exactly who it is. not know he was playing in this tournament.
Yeah, that's like I said.
He's a PLO guy normally. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see you, John. I see you, John.
Uh-huh.
Recognize you now, brother. Good people.
Yeah,
sure.
he is good people. He's an easy guy to root for sure.
Speaking of rooting, anybody in the chat rooting for Neil? He is all in.
Neil
and
has
at risk.
ripped it. Found a spot here. He's in the small blind with ace jack. And JS opened again with 3 for the third hand in a row, by the way. This time he's got king queen, so a pretty good hand. Neil finds a good spot. 1.6 million is the all in, and he'll pick up some chippies.
Yeah, nice pickup for him.
Well played by both players. Thank you, Mind Reader.
Always room for improvement, though, and like I said, we're always open to suggestions here.
That's
We're
that's
trying to get better.
We don't mind
every stream.
We don't mind a little tough criticism.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Constructive.
that's right.
You can tell us we suck too.
Yeah,
We're okay with that.
I get that a lot.
I do feel a little Slick Rick vibes from
Yeah.
on 9 seat there. All right, Neil's going to have to rescan his cards
There you go. Yeah, you can see that red light flashing.
just in time for Sam to wake up with the 88s, the wide receiver hand here in Dallas.
So yeah, we've seen some action here when the button gets in the 3, 4, 5 seats here. We've seen these guys get after it a little bit. Sam last time had jacks in his big blind, I remember.
There's our buddy Bo. What's up, Bo?
Oh, Browder. That's a sweet name. He's rooting for Teak tonight.
Yeah, big chunk of Neil's chips here. Leave him with just 10 big blinds if he makes this call. He is in position, though. He makes the call.
There you go. Just a flat here from wants to see a flop. 5-9-3. No help for the king queen.
Yeah, very good flop for the 8s. And he is just going to rip it. No diamonds, no draw. Just 2 overs there, and Neil is going to let that one go. Pick another spot.
Yeah.
So Sam showing some early aggression there.
Yeah, well played there, and Neil kind of in chill mode there. Didn't want to rip it just yet, but he picks up a few chippies the hand before by going all in, and then kind of spins them on that hand, seeing that flop with the king queen, and comes up with city. So on to the next one.
He's got a little more than I thought. He's got 13 big blinds, so still going to have to find a spot here pretty soon to get it in with.
Yeah, it's always such an intriguing spot where you're thinking about, do I rip it or do I try to ladder up? Do I see a flop? You know, there's so many things to think about in that spot.
Well, here you go, 17 big blinds for Jim, and he's got a beautiful king jack of spades.
That's right. Jim's not wasting around. He's ripped it. King jack. Suited.
Mr. Pookie is all in. As more and more players start to shove their stacks in, you might see some of these guys start to want to gamble.
1.6.
1.6.
Tiki is going to let it go. And nice little win there for Jim. There you go. His name finally updated.
Hey, we know who Jim is.
Of course.
Here we go. He's here now.
He's got many names tonight. James C., Jim, and Pookie, of course,
And Pookie.
as his lovely wife calls him. And a lot of folks in the chat referring to him as Pookie as well. I told him we weren't going to call him that, though.
Mr. Pookie. That's a pretty good screen name, though, in a poker room. Like, Mr. Pookie, your seat's available, Mr. Pookie.
JS going to open this one up under the gun +1. And Paul P right behind him. This time doesn't
Hello.
have the king 10. And he was dominated earlier by ace king. Now he's got the ace king. So
Yeah.
big stacks going to battle here.
Yeah, JS finding some of those medium hands that you can open up with, but he got 2 or 3 of them through, and now he's getting some resistance behind him.
Yep. And you see there how easily Jim folded his king queen.
In the muck, no problem.
A raise and a 3-bet in front of him. He's like, nope. Easier to shove than to call here. Back to JS. And does let it go.
Does let it go, yeah. And if I were JS, I would not get frustrated there. He's in a pretty good spot to continue opening up.
Right.
And hey, if you get resistance behind you, then you get it, right? No big deal.
Having one of the big stacks on your left, can be a little frustrating, but there's so many guys that are way shorter right now, so he just doesn't need to tangle with those bigger stacks at this point, especially with those kind of hands. Mitchell A joining us, saying go Jim. We've got a lot of Jim fans tonight. He's one of the staples in our room.
Hello, Mitchell. He also says, what's up, Eric and RJ?
What it do?
Appreciate the what's up.
JS finding another hand to open with, ace queen.
Yeah, there we go. A little more serious with ace queen holdings.
Poker Ski joining us from Florida, I believe.
Riz.
How you doing, Mr. Poker Ski?
In RG in the cutoff here, he also has ace queen. He's able to 3-bet. 825,000 to go now. NRG 2 million behind. All right, John just called, so we're going to see a flop here. NRG with the position. King deuce 5 gets that king ball out there, so let's see what could happen here. Stacked pot, pretty juicy here for Nick.
Yeah, and with a big stack, he can do this.
Yeah.
Don't want to let Nick be the one to blast, so take the
Put a
lead
little
there.
pressure on him. Nice bet right there from JS.
Very nice. Flop misses you, but you still have a pretty good hand with the ace queen.
Pre-flop? Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a good example of just that small bet right there. You don't have to go massive to put a decent amount of pressure on someone with 2 million in their stack, right? 1.9 million in the pot, 2 million in the stack behind them.
Of course, Nick asking him, would you have called an all-in there? And he's like, don't ask me that just yet.
No say nada, man. No say nada.
I need chirping chips before I start chirping.
Chirping chips are real.
Yeah, they are. I haven't had any since like 016.
Brian just going to call, and now JS, similar chip stacks, wakes up with a suited ace in the big blind.
There we go.
Probably not going to let him get away with limping in here.
Yeah, so he's been able to raise at a high frequency here, still applying pressure. Nice job there from the big blind, takes it down.
So what qualifies chirping chips? Double up.
Good answer.
Yeah, or the shot.
Awesome, Pokerski. Congrats, man.
Chirping shot. Whichever comes first.
We definitely miss you in the room out here, and loved having you be a staple in our tournaments.
Yeah, just get him a drink.
Been fun following you on Instagram and seeing some of your cash and tournament success out there. So RJ and I might have to make a trip out to Florida and play.
Yeah, we do.
Playing something this year.
Man, I am itching to make some poker trips. I'm getting to where I'm willing to play less around here so I can play more somewhere else.
I do hear good things about some of those rooms in
Yeah.
Florida, so good stuff.
And not that I would ever go dormant around here. I'm still going to play, but, you know, maybe not quite to the D-Gen level.
All right, Brad is going to open up the ace-5 in the cutoff, and on the button, Brian with the 2 9s, just going to call. And now Paul P getting a pretty decent price.
Raised to 260,000 here. Paul's already got that 100,000 big blind there, but he decides to let it go. 10-8 in the muck. So we'll see a flop heads up, ace-5 versus pocket 9s. 8 high flop. Pretty good spot here for Brian. Got to feel good about that. So Brad in the cutoff is already checked. Brian says, I got an overpair. I'm not afraid to use it. Brad's going to make the call here. He wants to see a turn.
Yeah, going to look him up with ace-high. Keep him honest.
Ace on the turn. How do they
Hello.
know, folks?
Checks again. Brian is going to check back.
7 of clubs here on the river. Brad does lead out here on the river, and you can tell Brian doesn't love it.
He's like, did you really hit that ace?
Get the perfect flop. We've all been there, right? Perfect flop, terrible turn, not a great river. Now you're like, what?
Quick glance over at Brad.
As if to say, why'd you call the flop, man?
Why did you just let me have it?
Big swallow there, so he's
Yep, he's
got
calling.
himself in the tank a little bit. Does make the call. Brad shows the bad news. Ace on the turn. Good pot for Mr. Brad.
Just in time for his family to join. Kimberly Heimer says, let's go, Brad.
Here we go.
Fat Daddy's family is rooting for you.
That's what, well, you got to call if the family checks
Yeah.
in. Yeah.
And Mark Woods joining. Howdy, howdy. Some of our favorite chat regulars joining us early. There's 343 folks across all streaming platforms. We've finally got the stream back up and running like it's supposed to be, and it's not just on
That's
YouTube.
right. We
Back
got-
on Twitch and X and Kick and the Facebooks and wherever else it is.
Kicking, twitching, Facebooking.
Xing.
There we go. All right.
And Neil is kinging.
Neil's under the gun. He's got kings. He's ripped it. 1.3 million. He's all in. Blinds here are still 100,000.
Yeah, gonna get a call here for Brad.
Yeah, Brad looks down at ace queen.
Ace Jack for JS goes quickly into the mug. That is a good sign for Neil as one of those aces is gone. See a Jack gone as well, so.
Here we go. Pretty standard spot here. Neil the shorty's going to rip it with kings. Brad makes the call with ace queen.
See if the kings can hold.
Neil going to be at risk.
Looking for that double. Tournament life at risk.
The lovely Brittany takes us to the flop. 10-9 deuce.
Jack for a sweat.
Jack for a sweat called for.
No, just a 5. No sweat. Only an ace will change it. 3 of hearts.
There you go.
Nothing.
Full double up for Neil there. And that is something he has been looking for. Just puts him up to right under 3 million. So
yeah, all these players come in tonight with plenty of blinds, and we've seen no eliminations, but we have seen 2 of our shorter stacks double up, NRG and Neil. And so not a ton of action here through the first 22 hands, but there's a look at the juicy part. How's our payouts looking tonight?
juicy, yeah. 1,418 entries. for a total of $333,230. Big prize up top,
Look at that.
$53,000. So
players already guaranteed 5,540.
5K locked up.
Juicy, juicy player payouts here, and this tournament happens usually once a month right here at Texas Card House Dallas. You can play for that kind of payout
Off a $300 buy-in.
every month. Woo!
Got to get through some tough fields, though. Great play in Dallas, and of course we got folks that come in from out of town to play in this one as well. Great structure, run by our great tournament team and directors.
Ace 9 deuce here on the flop. Brad checks his queen jack over to JS. JS has found some good spots to continue. And finds another one here. Continues with pocket sevens, takes it down. So a nice little build for him over there in the 1 seat. He's up 6.57 million. That puts him about third in stacks. So yeah, if I remember correctly, Paul came in as a chip leader, slightly above Sam, and JS was third. So the top three there still kind of hanging around in the same neighborhood.
Yeah, Sam's had a nice little start to this final table, and he's right around 9.5 million. Brad with another ace-queen here, this time suited.
Ace-queen under the gun +2 spot here for Brad. Gets all the way around to that big blind where Sam's got a suited ace. Makes the call for 260. Queen 9 deuce, no diamonds here. Nice flop for Brad, top.
Top, good for a continue. Bet and takes it down.
Everyone eat dinner already?
I did. Had pizza.
You guys need a snack. The Egg Daddy parfaits are really good.
Working that sponsor.
Yeah. Gotta drop a plug, bro. He hasn't paid me
A little
yet.
plug for our friend Mr. Egg Daddy and his restaurant that caters food here now. Got some good parfaits and some tacos and some dinner bowls. I think they had some shrimp and grits the last time I was here.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Saying thank you to Egg Daddy for keeping the crew fed here at Texas Card House Dallas. And
Of course, our Las Colinas location right up the road has a full restaurant and bar. We have complimentary beer here and drinks. And then on top of that, we got Egg Daddy now providing food. Good portions, too. All right. Neil wasting no time with the ace-king on the button.
that's a button and a big slick. He's ripped it. Finds no resistance. The blinds are quickly in the muck.
Yeah, he's not satisfied with that.
If you guys
Just
are ever
under
going to
3
the
million.
Cowboy
He
game,
wants
Egg Daddy has
keep growing
another
that.
restaurant called Social House.
That's right. Neil, a little bit on the grind there as he was down to about 1.3 million, if I remember correctly. So
Free shuttle. Not to pay
nearly to
$100
3
a
million now.
like
NRG,
Cowboy
he's
style,
in the small blind right
Like
now.
Cowboy
And Jim
style.
over there in the 3 seat, he's hanging out. Still 7 minutes remaining at this level. So these levels, day 2 and day 3, today day 3 of this event, extended amount of time for these levels, making this tournament just fantastic structure.
Ace-king has been hot so far.
Ace-king again on the button. This time Sam has it.
Wow, and quickly all in. Oh, wow. Look at this hand brewing.
Hello. So Sam raises from the button with that ace-king. NRG in the small blind has ripped it 1.8 million in there with that king jack. And now
Spicy.
Tiku looks down at pocket kings. He's going to rip it for more.
And now Sam wants a count because he's like, wait a minute. I got both these guys covered.
And I have big slick.
Call.
All right,
here
Sam's
we
going to
go.
make the call. This is going to be a monster pot here, 9-handed of the even bigger one.
All the kings are gone.
All the kings are represented. They're right there.
NRG is the shorter stack.
All right, so NRG is going to need
Serious help.
a lot of jacks or a straight somehow.
Three-way
see.
all in. Don't get these very often.
Diamonds are covered up. He does have the only club.
Hand number 25, and Brittany's doing her work. She must have a hot date. She's trying to knock people out.
Well, it's taken us 25 hands here. We have had 2 shorties double up. And now, here in hand number 25, we got a full-fledged hootenanny.
Ace from space, Brittany.
No space, no ace. Do the right
3-way
thing.
all in.
Blank that
NRG
shit.
at risk.
Or some spades.
Tiku at risk.
You know what you gotta do.
NRG at risk. Samuel needing an ace to knock 2 players out.
No.
Ace 10, 4,
There it is.
and NRG picks up a gut shot here.
Queen ball.
Yeah, and Tiku now showing to have 0% equity.
Queen ball.
NRG with 7.
Jack on the river, and Ace King lands to knock out 2 players. So Sam with the big pot here.
Double knockout, double KO for Mr. Sam Rayburn in the Dallas Stars jacket. Gonna knock out our boy NRG and Tiku. Great job, guys.
Got there quick, too.
Snap is right.
So our
Sam,
first
monster pot.
elimination is going to be our boy NRG.
Friend of the show, TCH Live, we love
Yeah,
you.
great job again, Nick. You're going to take home 55-40. Tiku is going to get 8th place and take home 72-60 for his troubles. And he'll be splashing around before we know it out there on the tables.
Hey,
with
these
some fresh
multi-day
chips.
events are difficult. Those are sweet runs. Congratulations, fellas.
Yeah, great job, guys. And, of course, the big pay jump, next man out, just under 10K at 94.10.
9,000. Woo, hello.
What a hand. Yanni called for it, said ace one time.
All right. So we'll see what that does to Sam's stack now after the dust settles. I think he's going to be over 13 million.
It's going to be swollen.
Now, Kings are out again. This time it's Brian.
The same two. Same 2 red kings.
So Brian there, he is in the 9 seat. He's raised it up to 300,000 with 2 red kings. He's under the gun with the Cowboys.
Sam doesn't like the ace deuce as much as the ace king.
Sam makes the lay down there with the ace deuce, and pardon me, he's over 14 million now. Look at that stack swell, 14.4 million now, nearly doubling the second chip stack.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unfortunately, the king jack was the one who initially ripped it in there. Nick's stack was getting short, and he picked a hand to go with. Unfortunately
sure.
for
When
Nick,
you're-
he ran right into
Yep.
it. Not only did he run into the kings, but he ran into the eventual
Sure.
winner of the hand, the ace king.
And you just think you're up against a standard button open, right?
Yeah,
You're in the
could be
small
anything.
blind, you're a short stack, and you
It's
got
the big
king
stack.
jack.
Yeah, it's the big stack.
Yeah.
Opening.
He could open with anything.
damn near every hand on the button with the big stack.
So you rip it, and by golly, there's all kinds of chaos out there.
By golly. All right, Jim is in the hijack
All right.
with a queen jack, and that's good enough for him to rip his
Jim's got 2 letters.
16 big blinds in. And
Oh.
here we go again.
Sam.
The ace king of diamonds for the button.
Sam again asking how much with that big slick. And he just made the call.
Brian only has 1 card scanning, but it's bad news for Jim as it's another jack. So 2 jacks are already out. I imagine he's got an ace
All
jack
in
or
here for
pocket
Brian.
jacks.
So Sam,
Count, please.
Yeah, Sam's like, again?
Sam's going to have a shot at 2 players again, and it almost in the similar spot.
And similar thing, right? Jim is the one who jammed with,
Yeah, with
a short stack
yeah.
in a good hand, and looks like he's run into it here.
So for Brian's sake, he's going to hope that's a jack with his jack. But if it's ace jack, Brian's going to be in a big spot.
It's going to be jacks,
okay.
yeah. So Jim is in some serious trouble here with the queen jack against pocket jacks of our 9-seat. And, of course, Sam, the knockout king, with the ace-king suited.
Okay, so Brian and Sam going to be in the side pot here. See Brittany getting that fixed up for us. Ace or king here for Sam.
I'll ask for the ace from space.
And it's
again.
getting crazy.
And Sam asking for the
This
ace
spot,
from
brought
space
to you by
again.
Egg Daddy.
There you go. Wow. How about king from
Mitchell A calling for the 8, 9, 10 flop one
the
time.
rodeo?
So yeah, Sam up to a little over 14 million in his stack. So this pot's going to only cost 4 million for him to take a shot at 2 more players.
Chance to knock out 2 more players here.
Ace,
And
9,
there's the ace.
5. Ace from space again. Will it hold?
The jacks are gone.
King ball on the turn.
That's a wrap.
7 on the river. No help for the jacks or the queen jack. And that is 2 more eliminations knocked out by Sam R. Samuel,
The knockout king,
the fire emoji is real in
in a
seat
matter
number
of
5.
3 hands, he's knocked out 4 players. Our boy Jim Coyle's going to finish in 7th place, taking home $9,400.
Brian L.
Brian L. is going to take home $11,380 in 6th place.
There you go.
Great job, guys. You finished 7th and 6th place out of 1,418 entries.
Just like that, we're in the 5-digit club.
Yeah, we are now up there. We're going to be at almost, well, right at 14,000 actually for 5th place. Whoever our 5-seat knocks out next, because Sam is on fire right now, as he is just knocking them dead. Brittany's got a hot date indeed, dealing some fire hands. Got a little slower start to the tournament, a lot of quick, easy hands, and it's just been chaos.
Woo. Yeah, it took us 22 hands to get this party started, and since then, Sam R. been busting up some chip stacks. All 4 eliminations go his way in 2 different hands.
Ace, king,
Thank you.
So that'll take Sam's stack all the way up to 20.2 million.
red.
With about 40 million in play. So he's looking at
The lights kind of makes it look
half the
kinda a little
chips in front of Mr. Sam. He's an easy player to root for as well. Played a lot of PLO with Mr. Sam. And I think
Not afraid to get it in.
Not afraid, yeah. It's usually a fun PLO game when he and I are at the same table.
Yeah, 42.5 is what
Whew.
is in their
So he's
total.
looking at
and
about
Sam's got right at
48% of them.
right at just under half, like you said, 48% of all the chips in play.
That's right. Don't mess with the Stars jacket. It is in playoff mode tonight.
Paul P. going to make the call, the suited Queen 10. And pretty good flop here for Paul P. 2 overs and spades. Samuel, though,
Lands that bottom pair.
yep, hard to hit a pair in this game. And wow,
No waiting. Spade ball on the turn. Flushzilla here for Paul P. Going to lead out the turn after a check flop.
And Sam's just going to let that one go. Bottom pair.
Yeah, Sam's like, I don't need to mess with threes right now.
Yeah, or do I need to mess with somebody with over $7 million in
All
their
right,
stack?
that too.
Brady Rayburn rooting on the family member. Says, go Sam. He still lies to me. Tells me that the Sam Rayburn Tollway was not named after him, but I think it was.
Had to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Mr. Rayburn back in the day might have a little something to say about it. But
I just realized that that's what that sticker is for JS. He is wearing the Egg Daddy
yeah,
sticker.
yeah,
It's not a patch, it's a sticker, but he's sponsored today by Egg Daddy.
probably fresh off the dinner box that he had tonight.
And Neil with the Ducks, going to let those go. And now Sam going to fold his suited cards there. Brad is not folding. Looks like he's making a call here. Get the action tracker right here in just a second.
All right. So it looks like Brad will land a pair.
With the ace-9, yep.
And one heart is out there, so he's got backdoor hearts.
Middle pair, backdoor hearts.
So he's definitely got the best of it up against the ace-deuce here. JS does have a spade.
No, Kimberly, the players cannot see the comments, unless they leave the stage and take a break and pull out their phone. They're not allowed to have their phones on them or out while they're up here on the stage. But, yeah, they can walk off stage and maybe get some comments from 15 minutes ago because we are on a delay. They are 15 minutes ahead of us right now.
Yeah, and I feel like our delay today is actually a little longer than that.
Maybe 20 today, yeah.
So as we see it, it happened at least 15 minutes ago, maybe even 20.
Brad has ripped it all in for $3.4 million with that pair of 9s and backdoor
Yeah, nice
hearts.
check raise right there, by the way.
Yep.
From Mr. Brad.
And the blinds have gone up. They're now 80,000, 160, 160.
We have made it to a new level.
So, yeah, price of poker is going up, and it's going to put a little pressure on Neil, who just went through the big blinds in a small blind now. He's got $2.25 million remaining.
So, yeah, Neil's been grinding along over there. Got down to $1.3 million, then up to $3 million, and then all the chaos ensued, and he got to watch 4 players get knocked out. So he's made a little bit of change here from the small spin-up that he's made.
Yeah, big pay jumps.
Went from $5,000 to $14,000 now. So, yeah, that's a $9,000 lap of the button for whoever gets knocked out next.
These are always fun spots. Players holding the same
Yeah.
holdings. We get to a flop. They both whiff.
An interesting spot here for Paul is his button will now be on Sam's big blind. So keep an eye on that dynamic. Paul's second in chip stacks.
And, of course, as expected, they don't hit their pair.
Ace
No
9
ace,
on
no 9.
Ace 9 on Ace 9 violence here. No one landing squat.
Only final table tonight, Joshua. They finished day 2 yesterday, and these 9 players came back tonight to battle it out on the live stream.
So, yeah, day ones were Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. All the players that advanced through their flights on day 1 came back and played all day Sunday yesterday.
Chop it up.
Down to a final table tonight.
does go check, check on the river. Both players realizing they've got a little bit of showdown value with an ace high. And get the good news. They're going to chop it up.
Chizzy chop chop.
Our friends in Austin still going through this Trailblazer
That's right.
tour.
They're not done yet.
We did have some flights to get into the main event on the 24th and 25th that happened here in Dallas. There's flights that went on yesterday and today down in Spring. And then, of course, the main flights will be going on in Austin. So if you're looking for another big tournament to play in, the finale of the Trailblazer Poker Tour is going on down in Austin at TCH Social. Check the calendar for that. If you're wanting to go down there and get your chance at winning a big prize, as they're no doubt going to crush that prize pool.
Yeah, several events going on for the next 2 weeks. So be sure and check that calendar, see which event suits you, and then go beat the main event as well.
Ace-9 and Ace-King have kind of been our popular hands
Right?
tonight.
Been a bunch of them.
Really gone around.
Race.
That is a 500K chip there, the green chip.
How much are these green ones worth? I'm going to raise it up a green one. 500,000 takes it down there.
Raise and take it.
So, yeah, 500,000 there. They opened from Sam. I'm a little hefty on the open, but he's hefty on the chip stack, so he can do that.
Can absolutely do that.
It's all her. All her.
Nothing doing for Neil. Brad, though, waking up with a suited ace-8, five-handed, pretty strong hand. 375.
What's that? I could fold there. It's kind of tough, though. I would.
He's going to make the call. Or did he raise it?
See, looks like he did raise it.
He
He's going to
did.
3-bet to 1.6 million here.
The old 3-bet, 1.6.
So these two have exchanged a couple of 3-bet blows here. And here they go again. Brad's going to make the call. He wants to see a flop with that suited ace-8. Ace-jack 3.
Yeah, both players hitting this flop. Middle pair for JS,
Both
top
of-
pair
and
for
both of these
Brad.
players have been pretty aggressive in this spot. We saw Brad check raise with middle pair, check raise with top pair, and now a queen on the turn here. That's going to be 2-pair for JS.
All in and
All
gonna get
in
a
from Brad.
snap. No snap.
Not quite a snap here from JS. You know, not having the top pair with that 2
Makes the
pair
call.
is always a little nerve-wracking, but he does make the call. So
Ace-3 or 8 is what Brad needs to knock out JS.
And JS has the chips to cover Brad here, so Brad's going to be at risk. Needing a little bit of help. Ace-3 or 8.
Oh, she's counting Brad's chips up, so it is going to be Brad that's at risk. Big, big turn card there.
Yeah, they're pretty close in chips, but I think JS has him covered. Or, pardon me, it looks like JS is the one at risk here.
That's what it says.
All right, the deuce on the river, so that's no help. Queen Jack's going to win the pot. So Brad did get some chips back over there. It's going to leave him with about $2 million, but JS gets the fat part of that pot. He gets the double up. He's now over $9 million.
Survived the knockout blow there. Big hand for JS.
Pardon
Now
me.
Brad is floating down there with Neil.
So yeah, Brad and Neil now $2 million. Blinds here 80,000, 160,000. As I mentioned
Again, I
earlier,
have
the
to think about it, but
Boy, the levels in this tournament are just fantastic. Very generous to the play of the poker game.
Alice Acuna saying hello, everyone, and
Hello, Alice, and Miss Sassy checking in.
says great job by everybody who played, bagged, and made it through the crowds of tables. Indeed, 1,400 entries in this sucker.
Just 1,400 entries, no biggie.
1418 actually.
All right, JS, small blind, able to raise it up with that king 5 off. Paul with the 4 high rags, he will throw that in the muck.
Remember, JS earlier said he just needed a full double up to have chirping chips, and I believe at 9.49 million,
9.4, you can chirp a little.
he can chirp a little bit. Paul P, though, not too far behind with 8.1. It is our 4-seat Neil and 8-seat Brad now. We're going to need to get something going here pretty soon.
This is mine? Wait.
Yeah, blinds 160,000.
Yeah, that's 320,000 that Neil's had to stick in here on his big blind.
Little pricey. All right, JS able to apply pressure again. He's got a suited ace-6 here on the button. Paul got a little bigger. He's up to 5 high now. Neil with the jack high. That's in the muck. So, as I mentioned earlier, JS in a spot where he can really open up here as the players behind him. He had Jim and Neil back there being short, so he could pick on those short stacks, even though Paul was kind of in between them. But Paul has been seeing a little bit of some dusty holdings as he's not been able to resist much.
Yeah, Neil now down to just 10 big blinds in the small blind here.
And boy, just the difference of one position here, JS in the cutoff, and of course you want to open from the cutoff, but it's Paul's button and Sam's big blind. So his cutoff here quite a bit more dangerous than his button. JS may have noticed that as he slows down a bit, just wants to limp this time, but his hand is not as good either. 7-4 spades. We see a flop ace deuce 6, no help to either player. Sam noticed that this hand was just a limp, so he's going to open it up and take it down.
Quick fold from JS.
Alice with the wave to the booth. We see you, Alice. Thank you.
We're waving back. Howdy, howdy. Yeah, Mark Woods with a great comment. Thanks to the staff that made it possible to host all these flights that created this 1,418-person tournament.
The amount of tournament entries that go through Texas Card House daily, weekly, Texas Card House right here in Dallas, unbelievable. Like, for this staff to get all those entries through every week, every month in this particular tournament, they do a fantastic job.
Neil on the button, not waking up with something he wants to go with, so just lets it go. Sam and Brad going to a flop here. Small blind, big blind.
6-7, a diamond's pretty good flop here for Sam as it's 7 high with 2 diamonds.
RJ's favorite kind of flush draw.
That's right.
Flush draw with a pair. Top pair in this case.
Easy for Sam to lead out there and takes it down. No resistance from Brad. He lets the king-9 go.
And another one we were surprised not to see on our final table. Join us, Mr. Aubin.
Another friend of the Texas Card House Dallas final tables.
Of course, we can still congratulate him on another day 2 and another cash.
Thank you for the kind words, Aubin.
Haven't seen a walk in a while. JS going to get a walk right there.
Walk it out, walk it out.
So there's our chip count. Samuel, 20.46 million. JS, 9.8. Paul at 8 million. Brad at 1.92. And Neil at 1.7.
So there we go. Brad and Neil going to battle it out here. As both of them are approaching the danger zone and approaching the danger zone at the same time.
Thank you.
So it's always interesting when you get around that 15 to 12 blind level mark with someone else, or are you by yourself, right? If you're by yourself, you can just kind of fire away when you feel like you want to do it, but puts a little something else to think about when somebody else is going right there with you.
Yep.
So here's Neil. He'll go through the big blinds first.
Yeah, 5-handed there. You saw Paul P with a king 8. Just easy peasy. Throws it in the muck. Doesn't want to battle with the big stack. Sam over there. Might as well let the big stack do some of this hard labor until you wake up with a monster. Sam's got so many chips he can really open any hand. Chooses not to with the king 7 here.
Looking for a monster to wake up with. Instead, we get 5 deuce and 7-4. And 3 high for Paul.
It's that clean diaper again.
What to do with a diaper in the small blind? He will complete. Doesn't want to give that shorty a total free ride. We'll see a flop here. 2 clubs here for Neil.
And an instant all in.
Close enough. I'm ripping it.
No waiting.
Paul with the 3 high clean diaper in the muck.
Uh-oh, we got some fighting words in the chat. It's been a minute. It's been a minute since we won that Stanley Cup.
Is someone in the chat picking on the Dallas Stars jacket?
It's been a rough few years for us.
How rude.
Dallas sports teams, but
Yeah,
the Rangers got it done after choking for all of my life, so Stars can get it done too. And so can Sam with 20 million in his stack right now.
Absolutely. About 48% of the chips in play in front of that Dallas Stars jacket here 5-handed tonight. Yanni in the chat. I see you in there. Just give it to Sam already.
I was calling.
These other players will
That's 7-4.
disagree that it's a waste of time.
Yep, we're still going to battle it out here. Hand 43 of tonight's final table.
Another tournament regular, Mr. Scott Friedman, joining, saying, let's go, Sammy. And another one, Yumi Cortez. So a lot of Sam fans.
There we go. The Sam fans have...
They've got the message that
That's
he's
right. They're waking up.
Running good, and they're joining the live stream to see their boy with this mega stack.
About 423 live viewers right now. Hand number 43. JS going to open this one up. He's under the gun with the ace-5 of diamonds. Raised to 350. Brad looking at kings.
Rip City coming.
In the big blind here with about 10 blinds.
No Rip City. Gonna play it.
No rip, just
Little
makes
passive.
the call. Ugh. And he's going to like the flop, but it's so bad for his opponent that he might not get any more action. Yeah, so JS, ace-5 diamonds just whiffs, so he's easily in the muck. So Brad happy to take it down, but might have missed a spot there. I don't know that JS calls with the suited ace-5, but we don't know that he doesn't.
True that. We got a cool name here. We got a Twitcher joining us, Nicole Slaw. Nicole Slaw 69 saying, Stars Jacket rules, no more slander on my man Sam.
Great screen name, Nicole Slaw.
We'll get those payouts for you up here shortly.
Yeah, the payouts are pretty juicy if you haven't seen them. Playing for about $53,000 up top tonight. Paul P, ace queen suited. He'll raise it up, $350,000 to go. Holding's a little bit dusty around the rail until we get to the big blind. JS has king jack.
Both players holding a heart. Paul P, of course, has 2 hearts.
10 deuce deuce, 2 hearts on the flop for Paul. JS will check. Easy spot here for Paul to continue. Bets 300,000. JS doesn't want to mess with it. He's in the muck. Nice hand for Paul.
Mitchell A, I was thinking the same thing too. If you're going to try to slow play and trap your opponent there, leading did seem a little bit odd, but that was the path he chose and just took that down.
Yeah,
with
right.
those
If he
kings.
if he check raises there, then
Get some more chippies.
right, sure. Then that makes a little bit of a sense to get a couple more blinds in there.
Now
Look at those payouts.
Yeah, 5th place is going to be our next man out, $14,120, but they're all playing for that big prize up top, $53,380. And speaking of getting it in, Neil.
There we go. Neil's down to 1.8 million. He looks at ace king. That's definitely good enough to get it in.
Definitely ship worthy.
When you're looking for any 2 letters, those are the 2 you want to see if they're not the same. Ace king suited.
We're yawning. We're thinking about it. Paul's like, heads up. Got a big chip lead. Maybe I'd make a call here, but
Well, JS has the queen 9 of spades
it's
here.
JS. Okay, JS is going to fold.
There we go. He does make the laydown.
And Paul
might have some dust again.
Yeah, he's got the
84.
Randy Moss. He's got 84.
Ugh. Sometimes when you see some dust at the final table like that, you just have to remind yourself that maybe it's taken care of you until the heat comes. You know what I mean? All right, Neil hanging around over there in the 4 seat. He's in the big blind now. Folds around 2, JS, and his button. He's got a suited king 5 of spades. Dylan Reddy in the chat saying, dang, I should have won this tournament. I agree.
Made a deep run. Still got to congratulate you on that.
Nice run, Dylan. I may have to win one of these days.
Can't win them if you don't play them.
I know, I'm slacking. It is a great tournament.
Yeah, saw a lot of our favorites that are playing in almost every Saturday tournament, and all these even bigger ones made some pretty good runs. You can always see the payouts on the Poker Atlas app. You can click payouts or chip stacks while the tournament's going on, and it'll tell you what place people finished and what their payout was.
JS in the cutoff here with pocket 7s. That's a pair. He'll raise it up. 350,000 to go here. Picking on the big stacks, big blind. Neil's got an ace. Ace 6 offsuit. Running low over there. If you want to rip it or take your chances with this lap of the button, he does want to. He wants to stick around for this lap of the button.
Yeah, he's looking over
He
to it.
peeked over at Brad,
He peeked over at Brad going.
I'm going to let you go through the blinds before I get crazy. 10 deuce 8 here. Sam's going to land middle pair, the 8 just above pocket sevens of JS. Let the poker ensue. Sam will check. $400,000 here from JS. Sam does make the call. We'll see a turn. Jack of hearts puts 3 hearts out there. JS is holding the only heart in his pocket sevens.
Checks it back.
5 of clubs. Sam's going to be good hitting that 8 if we go to a showdown. Sam checks. JS checks. We'll go to a showdown. Sam lands the 8. That'll take it down. Pocket sevens, no good.
And Lando in the chat asking, is this a one-day tournament? No, this is the even bigger one that we do here almost every month, once a month at the very end of the month. Usually the day ones start on Wednesday, and there's 2 flights every day all the way through Saturday. If you make it through your flight, the top 10% make it to day 2, and you're in the money. Day 2 is always on the Sunday, and then we do the live stream on Monday nights for this. So
Lando from the ticket, that guy's famous.
It is multi-day tournament. And like I said, we do this once a month. It gives you a shot at almost $60,000 plus. We've had a few that have been over $60,000 on just a $300 buy-in.
All right, fun little hand here. JS raised it up under the gun with the suited ace-8 of clubs.
We're going duck hunting.
Brad has got deuces in the big blind. We'll see a flop. 3, 5, 10. 2 red ones, 1 club out there for JS.
A couple of 3-card flushes. So backdoor potential for both of these players. Another heart.
Queen of hearts. Brad peeks at his 2 red deuces, knowing he does have a heart, and he will have the only flush. 7 of hearts here on the river gives Brad the flush, but it's a baby one.
Call that the butt flush.
Check.
The bare minimum.
JS going to have to bet to win it, but chooses not to.
And the butt flush is going to win.
Deuces are good. Flusher is good.
Brad will take it. Little grin, little laugh there.
Yep, you don't get to see that one there very often. Your pocket deuces run into a flush winner.
That's right. Of course, we got the new felt with the Hijack logo there. Of course, Hijack is TCH's app that they've created. So if you are in the state of Texas, you can download the Hijack Poker app and play for real money. There is a QR code there to get you $20 with that referral, TCHL20. Hijack Poker, though, a lot of cool stuff on that. Some free rolls, bunch of different games to play, small stakes, mid stakes, high stakes, you name it.
Hijack Poker. High card poker here for Neil. He's got deuces.
Yeah.
Deuces are out again. He rips it.
Deuces never loses, they say.
Never loses. 2 for 2 on the last 2 hands. Neil will take it right there. Get some well-needed blinds and antes. So yeah, the 2 shorties here are able to chip up just a bit. Hanging around. Neil, of course, about to go through the blinds again.
All right. Paul P going to take down that one nice and easy with a walk. And, of course, we do live stream cash games on Tuesday nights. So
Tuesday.
RJ and I with our partner, Aaron McAvoy, will be here tomorrow night for what I think is going to be a 5-10-25 no-limit hold'em game starting at 6 p.m.
Well, I saw some of those guys yesterday in a game where they were throwing the chips around. So hopefully they're just warming up for tomorrow night.
Brad raised it up. The graphics are a little behind on this hand, so we're just focusing on Brad. He's getting some camera time here. And going to drag that pot too. And if you're wanting to play on our Tuesday night streams in Dallas, reminder, shout out to the lovely Miss Mallory,
Miss Malpal.
the Malpal. You can scan that QR code, get her contact info, find her on the socials at Mallory Poker.
45 minutes.
But she puts together the lineups for our Tuesday night live streams here in Dallas. And if you're watching from some of the other clubs, you can go through the live feed chat right now. Scroll back up. You've probably seen a few times where Streamlabs has put some links in there. You can click on those links if you want to play in Austin or Houston or the Rio Grande Valley. A lot of great streams, though. A lot of great content being put out by TCH.
Down to 5 players here tonight. A little over 1,400 entries in this, the even bigger one. Neil with the suited canooders lets it go.
Software is a little twitchy tonight. It's a couple times now we haven't gotten to see what Sam
the big blind has
Sam has had. Yeah, as soon as the player folds, the other player's hand kind of just disappears on us, so we don't get to see if Sam had a hand that maybe he would have called with had Neil jammed. Tough spot, though, there for Neil. Small blind. You see those suited canooders.
So tempting, but you probably shouldn't.
At the end of the day, it's just 8 high, and do you want to risk your tournament life there? He's got the button now and some free hands coming. It really is, Jeff. I mean, they're playing pretty snug right now, and these blinds are getting up there.
Yeah, JS has had a decent frequency here, but they're kind of in a weird spot, right? With 2 shorties, you got to let those 2 shorties kind of play it out. You want to pick on them, but you don't want to double them up right now. And JS has found a spot where he's been able to do that a little bit.
Brad getting a little tricky here.
Duck, duck, deuce on the board.
We had a bluff, jack high, and a light call with a 10-3. Brad maybe thinking of something devious.
Well, if you let out on the flop, it's hard to kind of not continue to that deuce on the turn.
Yeah, Brad is going to let that go as he was facing aggression again from the big stack.
Thanks, Eileen. Appreciate it. Cheers.
JS and Paul at 8 million and 7 million. Brad at 2.55 and Neil super short, under 10 big blinds, 1.38 million. Of course, Sam still has the lion's share of the chips, over 50% of the chips in play here.
Yeah, now up to 22 million, about 42 million in play here as we can smell the end zone. 5 players remaining here at Texas Card House Dallas. Yeah, the blinds are pretty friendly here. Surprised we're not seeing a little more opens from the folks with stacks. This time, one of our shorties looking down at kings again.
Another spot for Brad to try to play tricky with kings.
And this time it might work as JS lands middle pair. And he's going to lead out again.
Somewhat connected board, so he chooses to lead out again here.
So JS
does get raised. And now Brad is all in. And quick fold there from JS. So pretty savvy there by JS.
Yeah.
It's hard to hit a pair.
Puts that little raise in there and just gets the heck out.
Yeah.
I tell you what, he's done a good job of being active over there. But when there is proper resistance and a big hand behind him,
yeah,
he's been able to get away from it.
Yeah, I think he's just a little too sharp right there, just knowing, okay, the guy flats pre-flop, checks or leads, and then I check raise him, and then he jams on me.
Sure.
Yeah, he's
that's a big
strong.
hand usually.
He's strong there. Well played by both players.
That's a big hand or a lot of heart. This time it was kings. Nice play for Mr. Brad. He'll take it.
JS staying very active. Really enjoying watching him play. Like we mentioned before, he plays a lot of PLO, so we've both seen a lot of PLO hands that
Right.
JS has played. But it's nice seeing him play the 2-card game. And
Oh, he's having a ball tonight, too. You can
Yeah.
see it even though he's in incognito underneath those glasses and that mask. He's having a good time.
staying active and aggressive. And just dragging down more pots.
Plays a mighty fine PLO game, by the way. Often see him with
The best.
some pretty nice
The best.
stacks in the
She's been
1-2
excellent.
deep stack game here at Texas Card House Dallas.
Yeah.
Those PLO streets get a little crazy.
Yes, they do.
You're the only one that knocked people out so far, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Sam is indeed the only one who's knocked a player out, and both times
I would have
it was a double knockout
call with my hand.
in a
Ace,
single
king,
hand.
Okay, there's no
ace,
bounty.
king,
Well,
double
kinda, I guess.
knockout.
You gotta share
Twice.
if everyone's still left.
That is naughty. All right, Paul P in the small blind with a suited ace, and he is happy to see that as his holdings have been a little bit dusty over there, and he's able to bump it up this time. Pick on that shorty behind him. Neil has to throw the 10-7 in the muck. No free flops for you.
Yeah, Neil is approaching just the 1 million flat mark, so he is definitely going to be feeling the pressure here. He's in the small blind.
Well, he's done a good job hanging in there. He's just not getting any knockouts to ladder up other than the the two massive hands.
Yeah. $9,000 ladder up that was.
Yeah, that's a pretty juicy ladder up. Those two hands worth $9K in ladder ups.
Yeah, 6 high again for Neil. And big hand there for our 5-seat and chip leader, Mr. Sam Rayburn. Gate man saying, I'm a salmon fan. And Jeff chiming in after that hand before that Brad took down, saying, come on, Brad. Brad is chipped up as well. He's 3.67 million, so got himself kind of out of that desperation mode. He can play some hands a bunch of different ways now.
Slamming salmon. 6 high here for JS, hand 58.
Oh,
All right.
Neil's got an ace on the button. He's ripped it. All in for 960,000, less than 1 million here. Ace 8 is in a good spot. No resistance from the blinds. He'll survive here, picks him up.
Yeah, so once again, our next player out is going to take home $14,120. Jumps up to $18,660. Then you start seeing those juicy pay jumps, $25,000, $36,000, and of course, first place, $53,380. So every level is a bigger pay jump. And we're talking some serious monies here for a $300 buy-in.
Whew. Heaps of cash.
All right, big stack on the button, waking up with an ace-queen. And blinds are up, RJ. They are now at 100,000, 200,000, 200,000. So when that button, when that blind, big blind gets around to Neil, he's going to have to put 400,000 of his remaining 1.4 in there. That is not going to feel good.
Going to be a little painful. He's under the gun here, so of course, if you're looking at the math of it, if you think you're going to have to get it in on your big blind, you'd rather do it under the gun, and he's going to find ace-queen and find a good spot to do it under the gun.
Yeah, and he wastes no time when he's ready to get it in. quick on the draw. Some suited canuters. The 6-5 suited was the best hand that anybody could do to compete with Neil there, as he was all in. Much needed chips for him, as he's now going to have to put 400,000 of those out there.
Up to 1.9 million there for Neil. 400,000 back out on the table as he's in the big blind. Brad, our other shorty, looks down at ace-jack in Neil's big blind, so he's able to raise it up, 450,000 here. Fun little spot for Brad there as he gets to pick on the other shorty's big blind. Paul P's got deuces. Boy, they've been out a lot tonight. Makes the call with those deuces.
Going duck hunting.
Neil 8 high, he throws it in the muck, and he's rooting for Paul. King 7-9, no help to the ace-jack, but pretty rough flop for deuces as well. So he will lead out, put a little pressure on Brad.
Bet it like you got it.
Brad will make the call here. 3 of clubs on the turn, no help for Brad. Deuce on the river. Paul's going to like his deuces now.
Hello, deuce.
So
Brad may just be thinking, what checks back the turn here?
Yeah.
What checks the turn to me after betting flop and now leads river? Something's fishy here.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Brad played that ace-jack slowly and found a way to just whiff out, but he's still in it. He's got 2.4 million. He's still got a tiny chip lead over the other short stack in Neil, but Brad's under the gun. Blinds are looming.
And Miss Nicole Slaw, I believe we are on a 20-minute delay, so kind of added a few extra minutes to what normally we do on a cash stream, 15 minutes. It's about 20 or 25 tonight. JS waking up with that ace-king that's been so prevalent tonight. Suited variety.
Ace-king in the cutoff. Paul on the button, looks down at king 10.
See what Paul wants to do here. Does make the call. And Sam's got enough chips where he can make a call here for just a min raise with Jack 8. And how about 2 8s?
8-8-6 on the flop. Fire emoji again. Headed towards the 5 seat.
JS going to think that his opponents probably didn't land on that kind of a board, so he's going to put 500,000 out there.
$500,000 continuation bet here from the ace-king. Sam's going to make the call after flopping a bunch of 8s. 5 of diamonds connecting with the board here. Not anyone's favorite card.
Five really shouldn't have helped JS, our pre-flop raiser, unless he had a overpair. It's the only way you're going to get a call here. Unfortunately, JS does not have any draw. Just has the 2 overs. So he's just going to have to let it go. Almost gave up a chip there off of his cards, but was able to catch that
and
before
of course
he
that
sent
chip,
any more chips Samuel's
That chip
way.
looks a little different. I think it's the $5 cash
It
chip,
is.
I believe.
That's
from the cash games. He's
that's his
using
card
that
protector.
as a card protector tonight. Which we get a look as to what the $5 cash chip looks like on our beautiful new table here. sitting atop the mustard color and the skyline that is Dallas, Texas.
In our tiny, tight little box there to
And
deal those cards in.
And the little tiny flop box.
5-handed, waking up with an ace is usually pretty good to open, but Paul's just going to let it go. Neil continues to get some pretty just gross-looking hands.
Neil again with the rags, 9 high this time, 9 triz in the muck. Yeah, sometimes those rags have taken care of Neil a bit. He's been a little bit short on stack basically this entire final table, and he's maneuvered his way through $9,000 in pay-ups, pay jumps.
Yep.
Pretty good job there from Neil.
So Sam just limped in, and looks like we got a raise from Brad. They go to a flop. Brad hit a pair of deuces on that flop. Ignore Paul's hand. Paul had already folded. Brad's going to take that one down. Yeah, I don't really see Neil as playing that tight. I mean, the cards that he's been dealt, that he's folded.
Yeah, I think he let an ace go once, and probably it was right.
I mean, if he's seeing something he likes, he's getting it all.
Yeah.
In. But if it's 9 high or under, he's been folding.
And it was a pretty good spot to let go of an ace, if I remember correctly. So, yeah, it's he's either been able to rip it or not. I think that was really the only time he had anything to think about.
It's just unfortunate that his stack has dwindled down so much that there's just not much he can do. But he is going to have to pick.
He has had some of those suited
Canuter
Canuter hands, the 7-8 and the 6-5, stuff like that. But, in a tournament setting in this particular spot, that's not a good hand to be ripping it with when you're down to 10, 11 blinds.
All right, Brad and JS are in another hand. Both players have hit a pair. No improvement for either player. JS still with top pair.
Yeah, these two have. It's been an interesting trajectory here for these two guys. At the beginning of the final table, they played at each other pretty hard, and now down the stretch here, 5-handed, they've had a few hands where it went much slower than it did earlier. So.
Yeah, I don't want to drink beer right now. I'm gonna take a double, I guess.
All right, players loosening up a little bit. Through 65 hands. Want to get some drinks flowing.
My exes are looking for me, so I can't really take off and drink, sip on my beer.
Your exes are looking for you? What does that mean? Like for child support? Or what?
Oh dear.
He knows he's on stream. He just no comment.
No kids. No.
Didn't get to see Neil's cards, but he did fold there. Doing a little inventory on his stack.
All right, so Sam in the cutoff here, and he's got queen 9. So we haven't been able to. He hasn't really been able to apply a lot of pressure with medium holdings just yet, but finding a spot here where he can use that big old chip stack here to put a little pressure and gets the better hand in the big blind to fold, takes it down. Well done.
ADHD Poker saying you can't be all loosey-goosey at the poker
Man,
table.
I'm telling you, we talked about
when you're
that
playing
earlier.
for $53,000. But I challenge you, ADHD Poker, to try saying that in Mike Tyson's accent.
Can't be all loosey-goosey.
You sound fantastic.
Yeah.
You nailed it.
Yes. You can't be all loosey-goosey.
Yeah, I crushed it.
I crushed it. Praise be.
Man, it's funny you mentioned that, though, because I've been chewing myself out at the cash games. Cash games, I've been loosey-goosey lately. I've been pilling around, and I hate it when that happens. Hate it. Tournaments, I can usually keep pretty serious composure, but I have that issue once in a while. In the old cash game street, sometimes I get a little loosey-goosey with it.
We're cracking ourselves up here.
And loosey-goosey costs money.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that sometimes, Jeff, there's just that fear of, getting caught. And you can see him peeking over there at Brad when they were a little bit closer in stacks. And now it's, Brad's got a few more chips, but both of those players are super short. Very interested in what the other is doing.
Yeah, they have definitely been checking out each other's chip stacks. And Paul and JS are in the spot to apply pressure, really, as far as just the lineage of the table.
There you go. Speaking of.
There we go. Ace, queen. That's definitely premium enough here for Neil. He's going to get it in there. Deuces are out again. Man, we've seen those a ton.
Now, we could have a little bit of that implied collusion in a hand like this where a super shorty is all in and a couple players could make a call to try to knock him out.
Yeah, right. This puts Brad and JS in an interesting spot here. Brad opened under the gun with this king-jack offsuit. JS just flatted with the pocket fives.
And Brad is going to make the call.
So Brad will make the call, and that will bring up the scenario that you mentioned. We'll see if JS wants to go after Brad or kind of double up here against Neil.
Yeah, look like.
So Brad's only got 1.1 behind him here.
Yep.
So there's going to be
5 big blinds behind that.
Whoa, JS folds. I didn't expect that. So pocket fives are in the muck.
Yeah, deuces and fives in the muck.
Deuces, y'all are welcome.
He says you're welcome.
Did you call it fives? I had fives. Yeah.
So ace queen at risk here, and we get a flop of king queen 3. The king jack lands.
Ace or a queen.
Ace or a queen here for Neil. No help. It's a 4 of spades, and that will do it for Mr. Neil. A fantastic run as he outlasts a little more than 1,400 entries. Big hand there for Mr. Brad as he gets the elimination. Nice job, Neil. He will finish in 5th place, prize of $14,120. Woo!
Great job, Neil. 1,418 entries, and you're finishing 5th, taking home 14,000 plus. So great job, Neil. You hung on, you laddered up.
Man,
over
he did.
$9,000 when you were short.
That's right. When players were getting knocked out there in 9th at the $5,000 mark, he had about $1.3 million. So he made $9,000 since then.
Had a couple double ups, just never quite got that momentum. But great run, no doubt, for Mr. Neil.
So we're down to 4 players now. The final 4 players guaranteed. What was that? 18,000 in the final 4.
Yep. And I like that. Brad was sick of waiting around for other people to knock out the short stack. He said, you know what? He might have a small pair. I'm just going to give it a shot with this king jack and save myself a few blinds behind, and he gets the knockout.
Well, and I think that's a spot there for Brad where he's trying to pick on that other shorty, even though it's clear across the table. Mm-hmm. You know, he opened under the gun there, and that's a hard maneuver to pull off. It's a hard maneuver to see, but when you're able to pull that off, it's quite beneficial.
All right, 5 high flop, 2 hearts, though.
By the way, JS ended up saving money by laying those 5s in the muck for just an incredible price. And because, 5s were no good.
Yeah, and Brad's definitely going to have to stay aggressive. As he's still technically a short stack here. Only got 3.4 million. Next closest one to him is JS at 6.7 million. So still an uphill battle for Brad.
Yeah, when you're playing aggressive at the final table, I think the most important thing is the players behind you. I mean, it's that simple, right? The lineage you have behind you allows you to open up at a higher frequency or not.
Having pocket queens will help you open up a little bit
Big
as
hands
well.
help as well.
He's had those kings twice, and now he's waking up with a couple of ladies. Never a bad problem.
King, a 7-8-1 spade for JS, so he's got a tail end of the gutter ball, and running spades about the best he can do on this flop. Queens are good for Brad. He will take it down.
And he's crossed the 4 million mark now, so little momentum going Brad's way. Well, we're down to four-handed. We've got the almighty Sam up there with just under 24 million. Paul P, 7.6. JS at 6.1, and the aforementioned Brad at 4 million. Who is your dark horse? If it's not going to be our big stack Sam, who do you have taking this thing down?
And, of course, nowadays these guys are getting so sharp being a robot as far as knowing what position, what hand, how many blinds, right? I mean, these dudes are machines on knowing the charts and whatnot of how aggressive they can be just in their mind. They got that stuff on lockdown.
Well, I'm taking my dark horse. I'm taking Brad. Brad's got a little momentum going. And we've seen it before where some smaller stacks have made some serious waves when it's gotten down to 3 or 4-handed.
Ace 4-6, that big old ace comes out, and JS will lead out and take it down. Neither player holding an ace, but nice job there for JS.
We are through 71 hands. Brittany doing an excellent job tonight, as always.
Still 463 viewers checking us out tonight on TCH Live. Final table of the even bigger one.
Everybody tuning in to see who's going to take down the 53,000 plus first place prize.
JS on the button with a suited ace 4.
Good for a raise, makes it 600,000.
Goes
3x.
Yeah, full 3x now. Blinds are 100,000, 200,000.
And yeah, these are definitely the kind of hands that Sam can defend with. King 5 suited.
Suited King 5, and it lands pretty nicely here.
What a flop.
2 pair here for Sam R, and JS with the nut flush draw. Could see some fireworks here.
Collision course.
And it goes check, check. 3 of hearts on the turn. No waiting for JS.
Sometimes you feel like the nuts.
JS open from the button and turns the nut flush here. Sam R, monster stack. 2 pair in the big blind.
Yeah, top and middle pair.
Samuel's going to lead out here on the turn.
750.
So about half pot here, 750 into 1,500.
JS thinking, no heart, please. Don't kill my action.
Pardon me, that was 750 into 1.5 million. And we get a brick here on the river, 7 of clubs. So ace 4 of hearts, still the nuts. Samuel on the big blind, still with 2 pair.
JS now has a straight to go with his nut flush.
Sam bringing the heat this time. 3 of those big green chips.
1.6 million.
That is a bet of 1.6 million.
Take a peek. See if you still got those nuts.
That's enough to make JS peek back at his cards. Do I have? Yeah, oh, okay. I do still have the nuts.
All in.
JS all in. Much to the chagrin of Samuel R here.
That's a rough river then.
Samuel cussing the river, but the damage was already
I
done.
think you could ever be bluffing here, right? 1, 2.
I like the thought process. Don't think you could ever be bluffing here. Is he really going to bluff off his tournament life?
And not to mention you still have about 20 million behind. So JS all in there for 5 million more.
Yeah.
Nice lay down from Samuel. He doesn't want to mess with it. The nuts are good. Big pot there for JS. He's up to 10 million now.
Yeah. That was a very, very fun hand there. Hand number 71. Yeah, never a bluff, Bill. Absolutely. Good fold by Sam.
All right, Sam rewarded here as we get back to action. He's in the small blind with ace-king.
The knockout hand.
Just limps there. Put a little pressure on Brad.
Brad-
And instead, Brad's going to flop trips.
Brad feels no pressure right now. Fortunately for Sam, he didn't hit an ace or a king on that turn.
Everyone playing trappy right now.
Very affordable for Sam, though, to call 400,000.
Ten of hearts here on the river. Puts 3 hearts out there. So now Brad decides what to do on the river. He will bet it. 700,000. Half pot here. Sam possibly still a little frustrated from that last hand when 2 pair went runner badly. Now he's staring at ace-king high. And he wants to make a hero call. He will make the call and find the bad news.
Good value there for Mr. Brad.
Yep, nice pot for Brad there. He's squeezing it out of that juice.
It's gone from what could have been just $1 million had he lost the knockout blow to Neil. Now he's up to 5.3 million. Kimberly's still rooting him on.
That's right. Little slow, a little trappy over there, but it's worked out for him as now he's on the climb. Got down to just under 2 million, I believe. So now he's looking at 5.3 million. Climbing away.
Under the gun, suited canooters.
Yeah, Paul's like, I'm getting bored over here. Let's raise it up with a 10-9 of clubs. We're four-handed. I've gambled with worse hands. And look at this. Bunch of cards behind him that are smaller until it gets to the big blind. JS he has king, queen.
Oh, my goodness.
Holy smokes.
What a flop.
Queen, jack, 8, 2 clubs on the flop, and Paul P. flops a straight with a club draw.
Sometimes you
top
feel
pair
like those
here
nuts.
for JS. What a flop.
No club in hand.
Paul thinks about it, makes a call. I would call here as well.
I was going to say, he's probably looking for a red deuce, but he'll take a deuce of spades.
On the turn, you bet.
JS thinking, hey, Not a bad card for me either. Top pair, big kicker.
Action flop indeed. Spicy.
A cool 1 million is the bet.
2.5 already out there. JS bets 1 million. We'll see if Paul wants to put a little more out there yet. Chooses to just call. Deuce of diamonds on the river. That's going to pair the board. Running deuces.
Yeah, now you beat most other 2 pairs. You got queens, top pair, and deuces, king kicker. So any sort of jack 8 type of hand you could have been against, you got beat.
Paul the under the gun raiser here pre-flop, so JS does decide to shut her down a bit. He checks. $4.5 million out there. We'll see how much Paul wants to make it.
JS checked. And it looks like he's going for just 1.6.
There's 3?
Yeah, 1.6 million.
Value town indeed.
Yeah, and he's going to have to call.
Yeah, King Queen's going to call that and find the bad news. Paul flopped his joint.
What a hand. Great hand there as Paul is now leapfrog JS, and he's got 11 million. And not too far from Samuel now.
Yeah, Sam's taking a couple of small hits, but those add up. He's down to 19 million. Paul P now back up to 11 million. JS falling down to 6 million. Brad hanging around down there. He's moved up to 5.2 milli. Four-handed, we're going to get a walk out of this one. Paul takes it down. Button now in the 1 seat. 8 minutes remaining here at this level. Blinds are 100,000, 200,000. With that 200,000 ante,
Just right now.
my Oklahoma math is correct. That's about $500,000 in the pot every lap of the button.
Yeah, our shortest stacks
No pictures.
even have 25 big blinds, so.
And when you're four-handed, the lap of the button is pretty quick.
It is. 25 big blinds was a lot to play with for both Brad and JS.
They tell me I'm
Brad waking up with a pair here.
Pocket threes.
Of course, I'm not everyone's
Raise it
cup
up.
of tea.
450,000 to go. Paul in the small blind, ace jack.
Second call for Adam G for what you want?
Just makes the call. Now Sam waking up with a king queen.
Here we go.
He's also going to make the call. So we're going 3 ways.
Let's do it. And 10-10-3, big flop here for Brad as he flops baby boat. Usually pretty strong four-handed.
Yeah, a little John boat for Brad. He's going to decide to bet it.
$1.5 million. Bets 500,000 here. Paul, let's go ace jack. Does not want to continue. Sam, let's go king queen. All those Broadway cards in the muck. Nice hand for Brad.
True. What you think is the best hand?
I want to sleep now. Counting sheep over here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I tried the 1/3 bet there, Mitchell. It might have been just a fraction too big to get those Broadway cards to continue, but definitely went for it, trying to get some juice into that pot. Paul P on the button here. He raises it up. 450,000 to go. He's got Queen Jack.
Raise.
Suited King 8 here from Samuel R, and he will 3-bet from the small blind. So I'm anxious to see the 3-bets start popping here, as now we are 4-handed. Nice 3-bet there from Sam. He gets it through and takes it down.
Just shy of 500 folks tuning in on a Monday night. Thank you all for tuning in. We just hit the 2-hour mark.
500 folks from all around the world checking in right here at Texas Card House Dallas. Thank you. Make sure you're clicking like, smash and subscribe. You don't want to miss anything TCH Live is sending your way. I'm RJ Dupree in the booth tonight with Eric Van Loozen. Thanks for joining us. All right, hand 77 of tonight's final table. Samuel R, chip leading. He's got a button and an ace-jack suited.
A lot of aces being dealt in this hand.
They raised it up, 550,000 to go here. Brad will come along with ace-6. JS is in the muck. Deuce 3, 4.
Couple of wheel draws. Brad's got the draw to the bigger straight with the 6 in hand.
Samuel does not want to see a 5 here.
5 of hearts would be a spicy card.
Brad's just going to lead out here and take it down. Samuel's like, I hate this flop. I don't have to play it. Let's go to the next one. Yeah, a lot of lead outs from Brad over there in the 8th seat, but it seems to be working for him. And, sometimes he'll lead out with a hand like that that may not be as strong as you would typically think a lead out might be, and other times he's loaded. But definitely been able to work for him tonight.
Continuing to get some hands to open up. Pocket 7s here.
Yeah, Brad was down below 2 million, and now he's climbed his way back up quite a bit. I think he's got more than 6 million over there now. Yeah, approaching 7 million now for Brad, so 6.91 million.
Quite the run up.
Definitely on the climb, and he is now actually past JS, as JS has bled off a bit here the last couple of laps. He's down to 5.48 million himself.
Yeah, let's go Stars indeed, Bill. Stanley Cup playoff bound Dallas Stars being represented in that 5 seat. Sam's been rocking that chip lead for a long time, along with that style.
Man, I don't think I caught a game this year. I've been slacking. Caught a couple last year, but I think I went over this year. It's not over, though. Maybe
Not over.
I bet I can make one.
Score some playoff tickets.
JS on the button here with a suited king-queen. Raise it up 600,000, the full 3X. So JS been going through some swings over there. He's been a little swingy for this final table, but that's understandable when his opens have usually been full 3X. So he's been opening a little wider and a little more often than some of the others.
Sam going to defend with the 10-9 of hearts.
It's how he's been able to build chips, but he's also bled a little bit as well. So Samuel defends with that 10-9 of hearts. He will miss. Jack 5-3 here on the flop. Checks it over to JS. Jack 5-3, rainbow flop, pretty dusty. Easy flop to continue there for JS, and he'll take it down. There we go. A lot of folks rooting for Sam now here in the chat.
Sam and Brad getting all the love. How about our boy Paul?
Oh,
And of course,
Brinson.
JS. If you're tuning in and rooting on JS or Paul or a 1 or 2 seat, give them a shout.
Yeah, fun little Final Four here for me as I've played a lot with Paul in tournaments, played a lot with Sam in PLO games. Played a little bit with John S., I think, but I've dealt to him a lot. He visits with me all the time. And Brad, he's a little more stoic when he plays. He's quiet. I haven't got to visit much with Brad, but definitely have dealt to him a time or two.
Some shots?
Let me use the restroom. Hold this button on the bottom.
All right, UCLAG saying JS. So we got a JS fan.
There we go. And with
Let's
that
go.
hand, the completion there, the blind level is up, and you can see the clock has moved to break.
Yeah, so they are going to take a little break, which gives you guys and gals a chance to go get a beverage, go heat something up in the microwave or the air fryer, and let RJ and I gab a little bit, let you guys ask us some questions in the chat, and, of course, tell you all about stuff that's coming up. A reminder that the Trailblazer Tour is still going on in Austin, finishes on April 14th. Those final flights that were in other locations were taking place in Houston and Spring, Texas. I think that's ending today, and then the main event flights at the Austin location will start for those of you who want to make it down to Austin, or those are already in Austin, at $500K guaranteed main event, $800 buy-in. It's probably going to be well over $600, if not more, with all the extra day one flights they had in all the other locations. Great opportunity for a big bankroll builder.
15 events down there as well, so if you
Yeah.
don't want to spend $800 on a buy-in, find one that suits you. You'll be able to play for some great prize pools at a lot of different buy-ins down there at the Trailblazer Series in Austin.
When we come back again, we're down to our final 4 out of 18 entries. This was a $300 buy-in. Our total prize pool, we guaranteed $250K. We crushed it by $83,000. And for $300, somebody is going home with $53,000 tonight, RJ.
$53,000 up top.
I don't know what you can buy with $53,000 anymore, but I know I could use $53,000.
I'd like to find out.
I'd like to find out. Amen to
We're
that.
four-handed here, so the players are guaranteed $18,660. So, yeah, a little bit of sweat on those seats coming up here as players are still playing for a massive payout.
They're all playing well. Francisco Munoz says, "Let's go, Paul." He's rooting for the black sheep. That's right. Not a lot of folks throwing his name out there. So glad to see somebody saying, "Let's go." Our boy Lego joining us. I think
all right.
Lego
Paul
finished
keeps it on the down low.
33rd.
33rd for Lego.
I thought our boy Lego was going to be on the final table this time, but
I was ready.
He finished 33rd, so congrats to another cash.
He says, "Can you show who busted where?" 33rd for Lego.
Yeah.
And
we were just talking about where you busted, but
108th for Eric Van Loosen.
Oh no, I didn't even make day 2.
Oh,
Come
okay,
on.
okay.
Yeah, we already talked about the aces getting cracked for me.
That's right. The end of day 1, aces cracked by queens. Not fun.
Not fun, but it was law, and she ran up a monster stack.
La la.
And then basically min cashed with my chips. So disappointing.
So yeah, Lego. If you go back, we had 2 massive hands with double bust outs. So
hand number 25, and I believe it was hand number 28.
Yeah,
Lego.
both of them were in the 20s, where we had a massive hand that knocked out 8th and 9th place, and then a few hands later we had a massive hand that knocked out 6th and 7th place, and now we are down to 4.
Trent Edwards reminding us that they're doing satellites for the Austin on Hijack. I have seen that.
That's right.
They were doing those $40 satellite tourneys on Hijack. So get on the Hijack app, and if you're interested in going down to Austin but not sure you really want to fire, 1 or 2 $800 bullets.
Yeah, you can do it right from your phone.
You
The
can do it
Hijack
right
app.
from your phone for $40. You can check out the dates there. We've had a few that we did already up here.
I was piddling around on Hijack the other day, and I
Last
saw
Tuesday.
they were having one. Yeah, so
When you and I were doing the live stream last Tuesday.
good
that
looking
was
out,
going on.
Mr. Trent Edwards. Thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah, thanks for that reminder. And, of course, you can go to Poker Atlas, the app. If you click on tournaments, you can click chip counts and click on this tournament, and you can see where everybody finished. So I'll tell you right now, for the final 9,
Well, I'll be.
Nicholas Gwynn, Mr. Nick Gwynn in NRG, finished 9th, 55-40. Our boy Teak finished in 8th for 72-60. Jim Coyle finished in 7th place tonight for 94-10. Our 9 seat was Brian L. He finished in 6th for $11,380. And Neil was grinding a short stack forever.
Man, he was.
But because of those double knockouts by our 5 seat, Mr. Sam Rayburn, Neil laddered up all the way from 9th to 5th, got himself an additional $9,000. He cashed out tonight with a prize of $14,120. So now we are down to that final 4. Like we mentioned.
That's a pretty sweet page right there on Poker Atlas. I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah.
I've never looked at that.
Yeah, you click on the tournament and you click on clocks. And once you pull up the tournament you're looking for, of course, in this case, it's the day 2 of the 250 guarantee. Hit that chip counts button and you can see where everybody is on there.
Well, I'll be.
And our boy Scott is going to be in Austin all next week, starting with the main Saturday. He wants to know who he's going to see. Hope you run good, Mr. Run Good. Scott?
9,875,000.
Yeah, got a lot of fun folks in the chat tonight, so thank y'all for joining us tonight on a Monday night. A lot of other stuff you could be doing, but y'all are interested in watching some good poker and hanging out with us, so we appreciate it. Keeps us coming back. Yeah, TCH Social, the new TCH location in Austin. The newest and most beautiful room. I'm pretty sure that's an opinion shared across all of the TCH folks. Everybody that's walked into that building or seen pictures of it has been pretty blown away. It's like a full-on
The new spring location is beautiful. TCH Las Colinas is beautiful, but it would appear as
the TCH Social in Austin is huge.
Seems to be the leader in the clubhouse. Yep,
and they're doing really well there. So check it out if you get a chance to go down to Austin, want to play some poker. It is in the Austin proper, northwest side of the city of Austin. So it's not, all the way up in Round Rock or on the outskirts. It's actually in Austin. And our boy Asit is joining us. Where are you these days, Asit? Are you over in India? Glad to see you join us. All right, Scott's saying that he's going to be playing the main, the seniors event, the deuce to 7 single draw, and a PLO event. So, yeah, not just the main event going on for the Trailblazer series, a lot of other events going on. And, again, that's going on all the way through April the 14th. So check the schedule, see if there's something that you want to play in. A lot of different buy-ins for those events. Should be a great time. Of course, tomorrow night, RJ and I will be back here. We will be live streaming our cash game. I believe it'll be a 5, 10, 25 no-limit game. If you're interested in playing in some cash live streams here in Dallas, this is who you contact. Miss Mallory, the tournament crusher herself, won over $200,000 in one of our big yearly tournaments at the start of this year. Shout out to Mal Pal.
Pretty good payout.
But yeah, if you're interested, sometimes we do 1-3 games or PLO games, round of each games. Just give her a shout. Let her know that you're interested in playing on a stream and tell her what stakes you're interested in and see if she can't get you on there. We would love to have you. And, of course, it'll be Aaron McAvoy, RJ, and myself doing the commentary on Tuesday nights. And the players appear to be coming back, and our boy Johnny Rodriguez.
That is the riffle of Mr. Johnny. I can see it from here.
Brittany didn't shave off that blonde hair and dye her hair black. That is Johnny Rodriguez now in the box.
Bringing in the closer, four-handed Mr. Johnny coming in to spin these cards.
All right, we are back at it.
Players are back. Clock's running. 40-minute level underway. 125,000, 250,000. The blinds and antes now.
Yeah, 625,000 chips will be in the middle. Every hand up for the grabs.
250.
Still 404 viewers now. Lost a couple over break. We'll get them back.
That's right, a seat. We are out there on these interwebs.
My seat says these guys do a fantastic job. Best commentators on the interwebs. Thank you, Asit. Even Eric.
Jedi letting us know there's some fishies down there in Austin. All right.
Well,
That's about the only people you and I have been able to beat lately
that's right.
are the fishies.
That's
so
right.
might have to go down there.
I need to find some more fishies.
Heck yeah. Red 27.
Checking in from Florida.
Really
it.
appreciate that, man. We have a blast doing it, so.
Brad here with pocket fives. We're going to get back to action. And the action is ensuing. First hand back from break. Sam on the button with Jack 10. Brad in the small blind with pocket fives. And Brad check raises with pocket fives. So he's opening it up a little bit. He's done that. I know he did it once to JS earlier. So he's sticking and moving over there. He's got some moves, showing a little bit of different stuff.
Hard to hit a pair.
Every time.
And when you got that low pair, it's often good to try to bet it while it's good.
Yeah.
Because you know there's going to be nothing but overs coming on those.
And you know
turns
playing
and
against
rivers.
Brad right now has to be interesting in that sometimes he'll open with massive hands. Sometimes he'll open with not much. And a couple times he's check raised. So he's mixing it up over there rather nicely.
Touche, Jedi. Yeah, it is indeed next to the Austin Aquarium, the new TCH Social in Austin. So fishies both figuratively and literally.
Well, I'll be darned. I walked by table 22 the other day at Texas Card House Las Colinas, and I asked them if anybody had been to the aquarium lately, and they said no. And I said, you don't need to. They're right here.
The fish are right here. You are excused, Lego.
JS opened it up here. He's in the small blind. Makes it 725,000 to go. So almost full 3X. Not quite, but Paul thinks about it for a bit. Throws it in the muck. Off to hand 83.
High Rollers Gambling Texas asked if we stream nightly. Yeah, pretty much every day during the week you can find a TCH live stream. They stream in Austin, of course here in Dallas, Houston, and then even the Rio Grande Valley down there in South Texas, Edinburgh, Texas. Cool little club down there.
So yeah, Texas Card House Dallas will come at you Saturday night with the final tables. For their weekly tournament. Occasionally, we'll have a big final table here on Monday nights like tonight. And then, of course, cash games on Tuesday nights. And then the other clubs will have it the rest of the week, all right here on one channel, TCH Live.
All right, could we have a four-way pot?
We got a pot of brewing here.
Looks like we're going four ways. We have not seen
players
four ways.
remaining and 4 players to the flop.
Here we go.
555
Hello.
is the flop.
That is the phone number you give to people when
When you're in the movies.
When you're in the movies, yeah, 555.
555-1934. That's the girlfriend's phone number in Major League.
1.3 million.
Brad gonna bet his ace high. This
Yeah.
is gonna put Samuel in a interesting spot here.
Yeah, pretty good. I mean, decent spot here for
He's got a full house.
Brad
but
and his ace-10. And
just
sure
doesn't
enough,
want to mess with it.
sure enough, takes it down. No resistance. Even the 6s go in the muck on a 555 flop.
I really thought with four ways we were gonna get some more fireworks, but Interesting hand, we had
trips
there.
on the board will screw things up.
Yeah, but even the pair folded. So
Yeah, that's crazy.
Brad showing that aggression, and look at Brad. He is almost neck and neck now with Sam. What a turn of events.
Kara Rodriguez in the chat saying hi, everyone, and she's hanging out with Luca. Luca Rodriguez.
Luca Rodriguez.
All right, Paul's got a button and a suited ace. Samuel in the small blind, also a suited ace.
Yeah, Sam's taking some hits, so he may be a little gun shy right now. And obviously Brad's got that momentum. Maybe he just didn't want to mess with him. But yeah, I thought maybe at least a call, and seeing what took place there on the turn with those sixes. Tough folding a full house.
Yeah, no fun to just... I think he had premeditated somehow that maybe his pair was behind or didn't want to mess with it because it was a really quick fold. Brad here with the best of it again. His king three of hearts, flop top pair. So all these suited aces are whiffing. Jack of clubs here on the turn does give any old ace a Broadway gutter ball.
NRG Poker reminding us that Luca Rodriguez is the only Luca.
That's right.
Left in Dallas.
Luca Rodriguez.
Maybe, we know he's going to be a star one day with.
That's right.
With a mommy like Kara and a daddy like Johnny. He's just already a certified star. And if you guys have seen that cute little kiddo,
yeah,
Johnny and Kara's little one, on the interwebs, on the socials,
he's pretty much a rock star already.
Oh, yeah, already a rock star, lady killer already. Yeah, so a lot of people not loving that fold there by Sam. He's down to 13.7 million. His peak was at 24 million, so he's lost over 10 million in chips. Gonna take one down there though, maybe get a little momentum going. Again, blinds are at 125, 250, 250. Shortest stack is our one seat, JS, with 5.15 million. That puts him at 20 big blinds. Thank you, cell phone calculator. And he's going to try to limp here with the 7-4 of hearts. Paul waking up with an ace in the big blind. Yeah, and he's going to raise it up. He's going to make it 900,000. John making sure he gets his chip right, but he says call.
Around T for 1 to roll. Lucy for 1 to roll.
Paul going to take it down with the ace. Yeah, I mean, all these players are, deep enough here to still have playability. Nobody's getting to desperation mode. Nobody's got the commanding lead that Sam once had, where you can just really lean on all the other players. So it's kind of evened out a little bit. So we've definitely got some room for some playability, and hopefully the cards cooperate and give us those fireworks that I know we all want. Brad doing his part. He's staying aggressive. He's raising it up here. Suited king under the gun. And hello. Momentum could be returning to our boy in the Dallas Stars jacket.
Kings will do that for you.
Yeah, Red, I think Brad was kind of noticing that, and that's why he's kind of started to open up with some of these King 7 type holdings. Even though they are stronger holdings, four-handed, he's getting aggressive. But here he is running into it as those red Kings have resurfaced, and Sam is going to 3-bet to $1.8 million.
Yeah, and this is the hard part, right? When you want to open it up a little bit, show a little more frequency, take some stuff down. What happens when you get resistance back at you? How do you handle that? I think we saw JS in the 1 seat earlier. He opened up at a high frequency, and when he got resistance, he just mucked it, and was able to climb rather nicely doing that. But Brad wants to see a flop here, so he's going to make the call to the big 3-bet. And that might bring along Paul here.
Maybe Red 27 has kind of put this into the ethos here, as these players are maybe wanting to start getting a little
shaking it
feisty,
up, shaking it up here. Thanks, Red.
Paul does find the fold, so we got one less player than we desired, but
heads up, let's go. There's a lot of cheese out there. 4.4 million in the pot.
And of course the ace shows
Ace
up.
comes right on out in the window. King's still best if he can figure it out. He will lead out here. And that's going to do it. No ace in the holdings of his opponent, and he is happy to see that.
Absolutely.
King's good, takes it down.
DB Sauce letting us know he's rooting for B-Rad.
All right, four-handed here tonight, the final table of the even bigger one, the greatest monthly tournament in all the land, coming at you from Texas Card House Dallas. 4 players remain from a little over 1,400 entries this week. $300 buy-in, playing for $53,000 up top.
Here we go, another playable hand for Brad. Got King 8 of spades.
Queen, Jack 4. Our cards have been a little quiet on the flops tonight. Five of diamonds here on the turn. No help to anyone. Paul's ace high best and does pick up a gut shot. And
Bink.
bingo, bango, he's got a wheel now.
He's got a wheel and he's got his opponent betting into him.
Brad says, if nobody likes this board, I might as well bet a little bit.
And sweet, sweet music to Paul's ears. He's got the wheel. See how big he goes here.
He will raise it up.
Little over a min click there, makes it 2.2. And
Brad
a snap
says-
fold.
Brad says, I was just kidding. Snap, fold.
Snap, crackle, fold.
Didn't even want to show off for the crowd at home. Just end them up.
Last call for Lucy for
So yeah, all players but JS over 10 million now.
Yep, JS now the shorty at 4.2 million. Blinds here, 250,000 on the big blind, so he's still got plenty over there.
Yeah, 17 big blinds.
Say shish. That's what I was going to say.
Shish kebab.
That's what I was going to say. 17.
625 is that.
All right, Francisco pulling hard still for his boy Paul. Dark horse. Fan of the underdog. No one was rooting that hard in the chat, and Francisco.
That's right.
Francisco coming to his aid, saying, "Let's go, Paul."
Yeah, and Paul's not necessarily an underdog. He's made some final tables,
Yes,
and
he has.
he knows his way around a poker tournament for sure.
A very patient player. When I played with him the other day, I
Very
noticed
patient.
that you could see him getting a little miffed, and but he waited and he waited, and he started catching some hands, and you could see the confidence grow. And I started watching him make some really good plays.
I remember a couple of final tables ago on Thursday nights, I believe you walked up about the time I was shipping a giant chip stack out there,
Yep.
and it was Paul P. was the beneficiary
Yes, he
of
was.
that.
So Red 27 earlier when Brad had just a little bit of momentum and he was right around 4 million. I went with Brad as my dark horse when we were five-handed, and we posed that question to the chat. So I went with Brad as the guy I thought was maybe going to be the one to take over from what at the time was a commanding chip lead for Sam. Yeah, but let us know who you got. We've already got some votes for Sam and Paul. Nick Harvey says Sam's going to close it out.
Raise 800,000.
Well, Sam doesn't want to mess with this big blind. Or, pardon me, he's on the button there. He had. What is he in? He is in the big blind. I think my graphics threw me a curveball, but
Yeah, they're going a little kooky right now. Paul and Brad are still involved in this hand. It is a 3-bet from Brad with the ace-8. Action is back on Paul with ace-jack.
so Brad here limped with the ace-8 from the cutoff, under the gun. And of course, when you're four-handed, you think about under the gun or cutoff. You want to think about it in a positive manner. You are in the cutoff, not necessarily the under the gun spot. And the limp 3-bet has put Paul into the blender just a bit here with ace-jack. Now ace-jack's in the muck.
New hand dealt saying Paul showing off a little bit of that final table cleavage.
I would too.
We messed with another one of our favorite players, Mr. Zach Barron, for his low-cut shirt one night. He had a little bit of that chest spaghetti coming out, looking like, little Tom Selleck.
I remember a couple of those nights for
Yeah.
Mr. Zach.
You know, you got a little chest
Yeah.
spaghetti. Ain't nothing wrong. Show it off a little bit.
Yeah.
You're looking for a good laugh, though. Look up Saturday Night Live, The Deep V.
I think
A really
Zach,
funny skit that was with Ben Stiller about the deep V-necks. If y'all can
Deep
find the skit about the deep V,
V-necks. Okay, yeah.
you may think I'm an idiot, or you may laugh your ass off. But it was a really funny skit.
JS, by the way, in the cutoff here with an ace. Ace-9 has ripped it.
He's not interested in V-necks. He's
got
interested in winning the tournament.
3.6 million here, and he's ripped it. So he finds no customers. He takes down the blinds and antes. He's in the big blind now.
Always good to
Yeah,
steal some blinds when you're about to get in them.
Tuesday nights, the microphone's good to show off that little, show off that chess spaghetti. And we got chess models and Z-Fish and Zach both.
A seat with a little shade thrown at Mr. Zach, who's finished number 2 in some big tournaments. Said Zach should be renamed to Avis because Hertz is number 1.
Out of control. By the way, we got a big hand of brewing. Hand 93 of tonight's final table. We're down to 4 players. Mr. Brad looks down at kings in the small blind.
Uh-oh.
We've seen kings out there a lot tonight.
The 2 black
JS
Cowboys.
is going to rip it with the suited king 5 of hearts.
And that's what you call running into it.
And that will run into it.
The king 5 of hearts have run into the Brokeback Brothers, the
king
2 black Cowboys.
Suited in trouble. All right. King 5 at risk here for JS. He's going to need a lot of help, and
that's a wrap.
We're having trouble finding it. It's a wrap on the turn. Kings are going to hold here. And Brad has chipped up quite a bit, and he's got enough chips here to eliminate JS now. So JS will finish in 4th place. And Brad has a heap of chips going over there now. But
4th place.
Mr. JS taking home $18,660. A sweet run for him, and he was the one telling me before the tournament that he hadn't even played in the tournament in 10 or 15 years, and he's having a ball. Sweet run, brother.
Yeah, worst case scenario indeed. Sometimes you make a move and you just run right into it, and JS ran right into it. The buzzsaw, the 2 kings.
I was a big blind, I think.
And yeah, he played pretty well, and sometimes he would open at some of those old school 10, 15 years ago 3X opens, but you see how that can kind of put you in a little bit more of a swingy mode. And nowadays when they say open for 2X and 2X and a tickler and all that stuff, that's exactly why they're trying to just kind of play a much less swingy game, you know, and keep it on the build. And I thought he mixed it up rather nicely tonight, and by golly, found himself here in a 4th place finish with some cash. Nice job, buddy.
And raise and take it for Brad. Yeah, players are way less likely at these stages of the tournament when the blinds are so big, when every chip matters, you know, to defend a big blind with some absolute trash type holdings. So raising it up just a min or a min and a tickle.
Yeah, when you look at
gets
those,
it done.
When you look at those payouts right now, they're playing for heaps of cash on these move ups.
Yeah, 25K plus for 3rd place. So big pay jump there.
What to do. He just knocked out 4 guys.
He's still got his microphone on. Well, hopefully he doesn't say anything too disparaging. All right, Brad and Sam going to get after it here.
I probably made a few mistakes.
We'll mute that just in case he does say anything that he will.
He doesn't, because I'm standing right next to him when he says it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes. I actually saw him a while ago when I ran to the drink booth, and that's what I was trying to figure out there as he was speaking. I did not know he had the microphone on him.
Both players flopping a pair here, so big hand brewing.
That's funny.
2 big stacks.
Wonder if he took it home.
He may have taken that microphone home.
Can you guys scan your hands again?
All right, graphics. There we go.
There we go. I think it's that. No? Is that right? Also? I'm so confused now.
All right, there we go. Turn card is a 9 of hearts. Goes check, check. Jack on the river. Brad still with the best hand. He's actually improved. Now he's got aces and 9s with a king kicker, but chopping with any ace, but he's going to get called by the king of Sam.
Yeah, Brad is on a massive heater now. He's up over 19 million and a nice little chip lead, by the way, as Sam has bled off a little bit, taken a couple hits, and now he's down to 13.4 million. So there's a look at those new chip counts. Brad at 19.9, Samuel R. at 13.4, Paul P. 8.2 million. And blinds here are just 125,000, 250,000. So these 3 players have quite a bit of blinds. So we'll see who can open it up here and who can finish strong. We're 3-handed.
ace to 600. C5.
Brad going to take a hand off.
Ace deuce in the muck. Three-handed here. Doesn't even want to mess with it. Looks like he was thinking about maybe some other stuff there.
Yeah, so Paul over there in
So
our
I
two
guess
seat has
Sam
8
raised.
million in chips. Still going to give him about 32 big blinds. So lots of playability still. Nobody in desperation mode. One double up, and Paul will be right there with the other chip leader.
Yeah, 8 million, still plenty of chips in this particular format.
Yeah, nobody just going to be eager to double Paul up.
And Paul has been patient tonight, but he's also looked at some just rags, right? He is not, out of these three players, he's the one that hasn't got any kind of a heater going, right? So if he warms up now, it could be worth a lot of money.
Good flop here for Paul. Both players flopping a pair, but Paul's got the best of it, top pair.
300. C2. Oh, here it is. Calls in 5. Heads up.
Ten eight here for Paul, picking up even more equity. A little bit of a gut shot here on the turn. Jack 6 for Sam. He doesn't want to mess with that third pair, and he's in the muck. Nice lay down. Nice hand for Mr. Paul.
All right, Streamlabs is in the chat saying, hey, help us get to 150 likes.
They know what's up.
I just
150
looked.
likes.
We're at 94 on YouTube. If
Okay.
you're watching on YouTube, do us that favor. Smash that big thumbs up button.
We can get to 100 real fast. I know it.
Help us get to that 150 that they're looking for. Definitely helps us grow and improve this great channel. Keep us coming back, that's for damn sure.
All right, Paul's got an ace three-handed. He'll raise it up 600,000. Samuel R. looking at ace queen in the small blind.
Raise to 1.5.
All right, 1.5 now from Sam.
There you
See
go.
what Paul wants to do with his ace. He's been patient.
Yeah, I had to let go of ace jack just 4 or 5 hands ago to a 3-bet. Now here he is with another ace, this time just ace 6. There hasn't been a lot of 3-bets from this group, so when there is a 3-bet right now, you got to put them on pretty big hands.
Yeah, the next payout is $25,000. You've got an $11,000 ladder up between third and second. And then you've got an even chunkier, what is that, 17,000 between second and first.
True.
So big old ladders coming here. Our friend Dahoud Musa watching from Lake Highlands in Dallas. Be a good time at the 2-hour and 45-minute mark to let us know where you're watching from. Of course, we got friends that are tuned in from India and Turkey. We got Florida in the chat earlier. Where else are you guys watching from out there? Let us know.
Our friend our friend Cash Game Scott
Yeah.
says hello and mentions that it's exciting to hear the two goats are on tonight. So
Oh, man.
he's too nice to us.
Scott's the man.
He is the man.
Jamie Pratt's got Brad taking it all the way. Where are you watching from, Jamie? Pretty strong holdings, three-handed. Queen 10, King 10. Oh,
10 high flop. Hello.
10 high flop.
Fun with Sun checking in from Nepal tonight.
500 is the bet.
Top pair, big kicker for both players.
Action possible.
We got Nepal and Bakersfield, California. And Kiwi Special saying, don't forget New Zealand.
There was Kiwi. Good to hear from Kiwi tonight.
All right, we got to get back to this, though, because this is a big spot for these two players.
All right, 9 of diamonds here on the turn, so Sam's going to check it, and Brad betting again. And Samuel, I feel like he's sensing some danger here, but we'll see if he's checking the trap or
if he's got those spidey senses
Yeah.
going. Makes the call.
So he does just check call here on the turn. 5 of diamonds, the river. 3 diamonds on board now. Sam checks here on the river as well. It goes check, check.
Check on the river.
Yeah.
That is surprising.
I felt like Sam was kind of sniffing that out a little bit. He didn't want to get too crazy with it
Yeah.
from the get-go.
3 streets.
And Brad is
Yeah.
now over the 20 million mark. He's at 21.9, just shy of 22 million.
Check back in your spot.
Kind of at that peak where Sam was earlier. Sam
Yeah.
was at 24 at one point. Brad now nearing that as he's got over 50% of the chips left in play. So what a turnaround for Brad, who was in that heads-up battle with Neil. And had he lost that hand, Brad would have had just $1 million in chips.
Right? How big was that hand when he
Huge hand.
got that under the gun raise in with the King Jack?
Knocked out.
And then he was able to knock out the shorty in the big blind
Yeah.
with it.
Got us down to the four-handed. All right, got Detroit. Motor City Mike in the house.
No, I
Scott
get it.
says,
I
unfortunately,
understand.
New Jersey.
Man,
There's a lot of benefits to drinking while
450 viewers checking in right now from all over the world. Thank you, guys.
And Mitchell A headed to the gym, says blood will be shed. Well, do some abs or something for me because I skipped a week and I've been eating like absolute shit. So please help a brother out, Mitchell. I need to get my booty back in the gym as well.
Me too.
Got to
man.
take care of that body. You only get one, right? Get that body and that mind and that soul.
All right, Jack 10 versus King 4. It's both diamonds. We get a King, Queen 8. No diamonds on the flop.
Top pair, we got an open ender for Paul.
Little bit of action. Straight draw for Paul. Top pair for Brad. Let's go.
Yeah, Paul needs some help here.
Raised to 800.
He's going to lead out, and now he's going to immediately get raised by the chip leader. And
Ace of clubs on the turn. No waiting for Paul.
Broadway.
Broadway and Brad kind of ducks his head there and sadly checks as if to say he hates that card.
Never liking an ace when you got a king paired. He is going to make the call, though.
6 of clubs here on the river. Brad insta checks.
Paul should not be scared of the backdoor clubs very often. He's going to go 1.5 million. Brad's not loving this, but he's probably going to make this call.
Does make the call. Gonna find the bad news. Paul's got Broadway. Broadway good.
Broadway is indeed good. So Ryan Sigalo saying, if Brad wins, that's 2 of the last 4 of these monthly tournaments that the person who knocked me out won.
That's the magic recipe right there.
You
We
know,
got to get
it's-
through Ryan.
I used to feel that way in sports. You're like, if the team that beats my team,
Right.
I guess I want
Yeah,
them
yeah,
to win
sure.
because then I can have some sort
Yeah,
of
in
weird
sports,
bragging
when you look at
rights,
the bracket, yeah, you feel okay about it.
No. But you do get a little perturbed when the person that knocked you out of a tournament blows all your chips like right after the
Right?
fact, you
Yeah,
know?
that's kind of
That's
more
a little-
annoying. Yeah.
A little perturbed. Sam going to take down one right there. Still have 4 minutes left at this level. 125,000, 250, 250. Everybody's over 11 million now. So this game has just got a little closer. We're at hand 106.
Yeah, tightening up here. Still 4 minutes remaining in this level.
Got Pete and Repeat in the booth now. I'm Pete. My partner Repeat.
Raise 750.
Pete fell all out of the boat. Who's left? Repeat.
Hi, Pete. I'm Repeat.
We like to repeat each
Ace.
other all night long.
All night long.
Chris Lettner.
We only do that when we're not paying attention,
Exactly,
though. You know,
exactly. ADD. Chris Lettner chiming in from New Orleans.
700 is
All right, Sam is going to lead out into Brad, who's flop top pair. And gets raised immediately by Brad, and Brad actually shows him, hey, buddy, I had the ace.
the goods, baby.
I had the goods.
You just ask me that every time I lose a hand. No. It's like you're like 3 for 3.
Lego's loving our elementary school humor.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know if he's loving it, but he mentioned that we have it.
We do, indeed.
Yes, which we appreciate. Thank you, Lego.
raise 600.
Suited ace 4 on the button for Sam. Going to raise it up. And the crabs for Brad. Can we get a three-way? Indeed we can.
Let's do it. 3 players to the flop.
Come on, Johnny, do your magic.
Ace, king, jack, 2 spades. Big flop here for Samuel.
Yeah, that's what you call having a board locked up.
Top pair and the flush draw. The world. Paul P there with a gut shot. Brad feeling pretty small over there with pocket 3s.
Bet 800.
So Samuel leads out here pretty strong, 800,000. Finds no resistance. Smashed flop, take it down.
Look at that.
Hit something, say something. We're up to 120 likes now.
Getting closer.
Thank you very much.
We asked and we received. We were 95 and we're at 120 now, so
We're going to make Streamlabs happy
we're going to make
here
Streamlabs
before
happy.
we know it. We're going to get there.
We're going to get to that 150 likes. Thank y'all again for tuning in on a Monday night.
By the way, shout out to Chris Lettner checking in from New Orleans.
Not Christian Leitner, but Chris Lettner.
Very similar.
All right, 2 players with an ace, 3-handed.
All right, Samuel R. in the big blind. Checking out Paul P there. Is Paul able to raise it up from the small blind with an ace?
Race 1.35.
Raise 1.35.
He knew he wanted to raise, didn't know if he had the right chips in his hand, so he just set it out. And that's what you got to do. If you ever get caught in that situation, just say what you want to raise.
So Paul's had some aces picked on. This will be the 3rd time now that he's been able to raise it with some medium ace holding and gets 3-bet. One of those, by the way, was not medium. It was ace jack.
Sam got caught in a little word salad there, but
We do
raised
it.
raised it up.
I do it all the time.
Absolutely. That's why they call us commentator salad.
That's us.
That's us. We're going to trademark that one day, RJ.
We should. Tater salad.
Commentator.
Salad.
Louise for 1230. 24.
Nobody hitting a pair. Both players still with ace high, ace queen. Gonna take this betting lead. 1.1 million.
Yeah, so Paul being a little sticky there with that ace-8 pre-flop, so we'll see if he continues to do so, and he does not. He will throw it in the muck. Ace-8 gone. Nice hand there for Mr. Samuel.
Paul's showing a little frustration. Of course, these players have played multiple days now, and of course, we're 3 hours in to this final table. Got 3 men standing. Played 109 hands.
109 hands just tonight and day 3 of this event. Yeah, mental fatigue is real when you get to this point for sure. But you're still under the lights, you're on stage. It's got to be a lot of fun for these guys.
Yeah, still got to have some adrenaline knowing that you're still playing for 53,000 up top.
53,000. Thank you, Pete.
That's like 2 years of teacher salary in Muskogee, Oklahoma, isn't it?
I think so. King, queen, 7, 2 spades here. Ace-8 still best if you can figure it out.
$900 and take it. So yeah, cards don't always cooperate. Post flop, playing 3-handed, hard to hit a pair.
I hear a lot of phones going off in the poker room outside, like the alert system or whatever. So we might catch some of that here in just a minute, but so far so good.
Well, at least you didn't bust 40-something on day 1 like I did. Out of the money. Several hours. Wah, wah, wah.
All right. Brad feeling a little spicy over there in the small blind. Opens with 10-3 offsuit. Paul P. will defend here in the big blind.
Oh, my goodness.
Brad lands 2 pair. If you're going to open with 10-3, that's a pretty good flop for it. 10-3-4 on the flop.
Now you got to start building yourself a pot, but unfortunately, Paul's got squadoosh.
1.6 million.
Haven't seen Paul get out of line yet. That would not be a good time. As we can see, he would get snapped off by Brad.
Lego, was that your table?
Yeah, for one of my bust outs, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he was there.
Oh, you didn't mention this.
Yeah, he was there for one of them. One of my bullets. He wasn't there for my second bullet.
Lego got to see the real Eric, huh?
Yeah, he did.
Nice. Earthquake.
Oh, that's not an earthquake. That's just Taylor over there in the production room banging on shit. Settle down, Taylor.
She has a good time over there,
She's
banging
having a
on
good
stuff. All right, Paul's going to raise it up, ace-10. This time does not get 3-bet from Samuel, so he's happy to see that. We see a flop of 9-9 deuce. When you get to open up with these premiums, paired boards can be tricky. Usually a good time to continue, but don't want to run into anything crazy as well. Deuce here on the turn. We got 2 pair on the flop, on the board. So now Paul able to continue here on the turn. Ace high good, takes it down. We're off to hand 112. taking us 112 hands tonight to get from 9 players down to these final 3.
Raise 650.
Paul P. able to open up here with King 10. And he will definitely find resistance on this one as Brad has aces in the big blind.
We've seen Brad at this final table with kings twice and queens. Is this our first sighting of the birds?
I believe so.
I believe it is.
And this is the first time out of those massive hands that Brad's able to 3-bet. He's played them a little bit sneaky.
Yeah, and Paul's
in the
just
past.
thinking, I got a pretty good hand to defend here. I'm on the button.
On the button with King 10. Let's see a flop. 10 in the window, and it is 10 high. That's going to be danger here for Paul. Brad will check it here.
Puts in that big bet pre and now checks. That's got to send off a little bit of an alarm. Paul is going to bet anyway in position.
Brad has mixed it up tonight, I tell you. Sitting right behind him would be difficult.
And immediately comes in for the raise.
So he does check raise here. So this pot ballooning up to nearly 7 million now.
Paul's going to do a little inventory on his stack here. Thinking, am I getting bullied by the big stack here? I've got top pair. What kind of hands are you putting your opponent on here?
Raise all in.
And he
There you
does
go.
jam.
Paul's going to rip it here with that King 10. Brad's going to squirm here just a bit before making the call, I would assume.
7 million.
I think he's just wanting to count. I don't think you're ever folding here.
Yeah, he's holding the ace of clubs. You check raise on the flop there
You got to call.
to basically get it in. You've got it in, so he does make the call, and he's going to like how it's sitting so far as he's got a pretty good lead here, 85-15 on the equity. Paul's going to need some help and at risk. Queen of hearts on the turn, no help.
King or a 10.
4 of spades, and that
Good game, Paul.
is a brick. No help for the King 10. Aces hold, and Brad with another elimination. He's got a heap over there now going into heads up. Sweet run for Mr. Paul.
That's right. Francisco Munoz's dark horse has been eliminated, but what a run for Paul. Finishing 3rd place out of 1,418 entries, taking home $25,220 off of a $300 bind.
Whew.
Well done, Mr. Paul. We will see you again.
Great job, buddy. Yep.
I know I got to shout at him before he got on the stage tonight. Wished him luck, and he was excited to be on the final table.
Good. I like Mr. Paul.
Absolutely. And then there were 2.
There are 2. It's down to
$36,000
this.
and $53,000.
$300 buy-in. You're basically playing heads up for a $17,000 difference. Mr. Samuel and Brad. Let's go. Yeah, how about that comeback for Brad? He was hanging out below 2 million at one point. And yeah, like you said, when he got that under the gun raise in on Neil, it's just been a slow, steady climb ever since. 3, 4, 5 here. Samuel's open-ended with that king deuce, but Brad's holding the best of equity, and he also open-ended with the 6. Samuel did not want to mess with it.
Yeah, ace high was good there.
King high and open-ended there for Sam. Didn't want to mess with that one. In the muck.
So Brad has over a 2-to-1 chip lead, 29.7 mil. Sam's got an uphill battle.
And the table looks fantastic with only 2 players here at this final table tonight. A little over 1,400 entries all the way down to 2.
Blinds are up now too at 150,000, 300,000, 300,000. So a cool 750,000 in the middle. Every hand that's dealt. Just a call on the button. Action's now on Sam with a king. Heads up, suited. He's going to raise it to a milli.
Yeah, suited king 6, pretty strong hand here, heads up. Ace 9 jack. Got to raise with that suited king 6 against a limper. So what do you do with ace 9 jack on the flop?
Definitely going to continue. That is your range. Of course, Brad's got second pair. He's not going anywhere.
4 of spades here on the turn, no help. We've seen Samuel play this spot here on the turn differently a couple times. Sometimes he's continued, sometimes he'll slow it down. This time, continuing.
.5 in the middle. Sam with just 7.6 left. He is going to slow down. He checks it and gets the bad news. Pair of jacks is going to be good.
Check, check, jack, good.
34 million now for Brad.
And you hear a sigh there coming from Sam.
Yeah, players are still deep. Sam still has 25 big blinds.
Raise 750.
Pretty good flop here for Samuel R. Even though you don't land a pair, you have ace high and a gut shot. It's a dusty old board there, and you check it and let Brad catch up on the turn with a 10. Aye. So now Mr. Brad lands a big turn here. And he'll bet it 1 million. See something, say something, land something, bet something.
Gut shot and an overcard. He's going to come along. And swing and a miss.
They go check, check, off to showdown we go. Brad's going to show the 10 and take it down.
Brad is awarded the pot and the button. And now just a monster chip lead, 6-1.
Chris Lettner, the answer to that question is a secret. We can't tell you.
$800 is now the bet. Yeah, good.
And nothing going Sam's way. He is currently dominated.
Yeah, now.
But how about that?
Out flops his opponent, gets a 9 high flop here. Well needed.
Oh,
then
my
a 10
goodness.
of spades on the turn.
Brad's got the queen of spades as well.
1 million.
Pretty ugly turn there for flopping top pair. Now a 4-liner out there, flush is out there. Your top pair is no longer top pair.
He is going to continue.
He'll make the call. He wants to see a river. going to need a 9, and that is not it.
Not a good card.
So they go check, check. And Brad again shows a winner, 10 on the turn.
Brutal.
He likes those.
Heard him say brutal.
Get him.
Sam's down to 3.8 million.
Here's a good look at that beautiful trophy here for the even bigger one.
Yeah, good looking trophy with the TCH logo. All the different suits inside of that cool black circle. There it is. Brad does keep checking the pots back on the river, so yeah, maybe missing a little bit of value.
750. Raise 2 million.
Yeah, these two have
And
been
look at this,
these two
Brad.
have been a little bit active, but wow, as the hands like play throughout, they play rather slowly. So they're seeing flops,
Get some change.
but
All red's fine.
not very aggressive. Otherwise,
When your head's up and you're having to ask for change to make your chips
it's not
smaller,
fun.
not
That's not
fun.
fun.
Not fun. But don't count Sam out. He's battled to make it this far. 2 players remaining out of
Yeah, 38 million to almost 4 million here. The chip deficit for Sam. It's a big one.
these are the final 2 out of 14, 18. So Sam has grinded for now 3 days to get to this point.
So
I agree, TM. He has got to get aggressive and really take a stand here.
Yeah, he's down. He was down to 3 million there for a half second. So, whew.
Still is 3.2.
So he's needing to make moves and looking at a 10-4 offsuit. So that does not help. He throws that in the muck. He'll pay the big blind here. So yeah, blinds 150,000, 300,000. Easy math there as Samuel's hanging on to 10 blinds here at the before this hand started. King 9-5. Bottom pair for Brad. Not much working for Samuel. Sam checks. Brad able to bet.
Takes another one down. So momentum is just in the 8 seats' favor.
Derby D, our favorite shout out of the week. When he comes in and says, "What's up, donkeys?"
What's up, donkeys? We just need that 18 more likes to make the Streamlabs folk happy. We're almost there. We're 132. Thank y'all again for doing your duties and smashing that like button, hitting subscribe. Help us grow this channel. Share it with your friends, your poker buddies. You guys definitely keep us coming back every week. We love getting to do this.
All right, the pressure's on here. Heads up, Samuel R down to 2.48 million and a button. Man,
Just
a 6-4 offsuit, dusty.
Absolute rags. The 6-4 Impala and 2 face cards for Brad, of course.
Brad's got it going over there. The fire emoji has now moved to the 8 seat as he's hardest part over there right now is trying to find a spot to stack all the chips.
And I don't know if y'all are noticing, but how smooth is Johnny's dealing and pitching? Like a baby's bottom.
750.
Just like it.
Hard
All
to
right,
think,
Sam.
Yeah, hard to think you're good here, but you got to play these hands.
Yeah, Brad raises it up here after he hasn't raised a lot from the button here, heads up, but he's going to raise with this one, ace-9. Sam's going to make the call with queen-jack.
Check. Check.
Brad did check back.
Yeah, check. Free turn here for Mr. Samuel. Jack of hearts on
There
the
you go.
river. Sam's going to like that.
Got to feel good to hit something.
Our graphics show the ace, but it is not. That is a jack on the river.
Under 1 stack to pot ratio. He tried to get a bet out of Brad there with top pair. Didn't get it, but still takes down the pot, and that's a double up when you get that short. So
Yeah, you betcha.
He's at 3 million now. Would be an epic comeback if Sam can pull this off.
Yeah, needs to find a winner and needs to get some meat on it when he wins it. Got that skinny rabbit, and he'll take it, but gonna need something to climb on here very soon.
You and me both.
Now down below 3 million again. Brad's got king 4 on the button.
Brad can probably really just start putting him all in.
750.
Yeah, he can at least min raise it every button if he would like. He raises here, 750,000 to go. Jack 6-8. Samuel hits an 8. 10 of spades on the turn. Sam checks again. Yeah, I think Sam's a little bit rattled here from this tailspin that he's been in. He's, you know, he got here building chips, making hands, building pots, taking them down, and now he's finding some spots where maybe he could get a little bit of something going, but instead they're kind of playing check down poker here. It's keeping him alive, but we both know that Sam's game, that's one of his strengths, right? He can build some pots. If he makes hands, there's usually something in there for him to win.
Raise 750.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of glitches on those quick folds where it doesn't even show the winning opponent's hand. It's finishing the hand too quick before we could see him. So we're definitely working on that warhead.
Jack 8-3 here. So we got a pair from Brad, top pair for Samuel. Let's see what happens here.
Stack to pot ratio pretty much 1.
Just a call here from Sam. 6 of diamonds here on the turn. That's a big card because it'll give Brad flush draw with his pair. Samuel still with top pair.
Yeah, I think you got to bet your hand now.
Get something here.
Of course, he doesn't know his opponent has diamonds, but
All in.
There you go. All in here
you
from
can't let him
Samuel.
see a river for free.
Gonna rip it. And Brad here stuck with our favorite kind of flush draws. He's got a flush draw with a pair.
3,875.
He makes the call.
Yeah, does indeed make the call here. So Samuel's
looking for a
going to be
double.
at
King
risk.
three.
Looking to dodge a king, a 3, or a diamond.
Grim Reaper.
Lord, they turned the air on
Yeah,
him
me
here,
too.
didn't
Do it, Johnny.
they? Goodness gracious.
All right, king 3 or diamond here. Samuel at risk. Jack 4 in a pretty good spot. Jack of hearts on the
All
river. And
right.
Samuel's going to get the double up.
Full double for Sam.
So there we go. We were talking he needed to get some in there rather quickly and finds a perfect spot. Nice double up there for Sam. He's up 7.65. Brad's still commanding lead over there with 34 million.
Yeah, he definitely needs another full double before we're really talking about him being back in it.
And that double up there, that'll definitely make him feel good here. So you know, that might get his brain going again, be looking to move up, get out of that tailspin mode that he was in, you know. And get back on the climb here.
Yeah, worst case scenario, Mitch, right? 36,000. Cody Evans wanting to know, to loosen up the tension of the heads up, what our go-to karaoke song is.
Oh, man, I got a list. I got a list, Cody. We don't mess around. King 6-5 here.
And the card readers aren't picking up the cards, so let's see if they'll get them to scan again.
Good hand.
I do.
Whatever happened to pot goes to Brad over there in the 8 seat.
I do, Cody, like to sing songs. I'm really into self-deprecating humor. I like making people laugh at my own expense. So I've definitely done the Divinals, a little song called "I Touch Myself." We've done Poison, "Talk Dirty to Me." A lot of
You seem to have a theme going.
a lot of 80s hair metal, cheesy stuff. Warrant, Cherry Pie, you know.
No, he said 750.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I couldn't hear you well, so I'm
Every now and then I'll throw in a little
750. Yeah.
King George, a little George Strait,
For sure.
Incubus.
You never even call me by my name. That's probably my go-to.
Yeah, old David Allen Coe.
Of course. Ace 4-5 here, the flop, by the way. King Jack with the best of it. Turnpike Troubadours, what do you want to hear?
King High versus Queen High. Who wants this pot? 1.8 million out there. Yeah, Brad did flop a flush there, Earl, and the cards weren't showing the correct suit. Thank you for pointing that out, yeah. He told Sam that he dodged one. Cody, what's your go-to?
Good call.
Are you a singer or are you more of a spectator?
I was gonna say, if you want to chop, I'll give you 40.
Oh, no.
I got to be with the right group of friends though, the right crowd, since I don't, drink anymore. It's been
Yeah. Right.
23 years since I took part in the booze, but I still act kind of drunk when I'm sober.
All right, yeah.
But I just don't
consider
get the
Josh
courtesy
that
of the
even
liquid
with
courage. So I
That's
got to
probably
really
all
be
my
courageous
stack.
Yeah.
to get up there and sing
I'm a clown. I'm not afraid to get up there and chop it up.
stark sober.
Okay, go later. Okay. The button's
Ah, Taylor is a big fan of the Weird
I
Al.
didn't know that.
Alice in
Button was on
Chains
ideal.
is amazing. By the way, Red 27 though, I will no longer be wearing my Alice in Chains shirt, facelift album, when I play poker because I have yet to have a winning session or make a day two.
Yeah.
That's what I wore Saturday when I busted out, got my aces cracked.
Because it's down 7 car payments. That shirt's got to go.
Yeah, so we will no longer be wearing my Alice in Chains shirt when I play poker. It's been banned. I'm not going to throw it away, but it's been banned.
All right. Sam's bled it off a little bit over there, so he's down to 4.1 million.
Tracy Chapman, I like it. Give me one reason to stay here. Good stuff.
Yeah, when I'm singing in the shower, it costs like $49 to like be in the same apartment because I'm letting it rip, baby. It is entertaining. At least to me. My neighbors are probably like, get this guy to shut up.
Well, you and I are neighbors, and so I think that's what it is that gets all the dogs howling. They're howling at you. Even the dogs are like, God, make it stop.
Big old flop. Nobody hits it.
800 is the bet. Take it back.
Dadgummit RT 8881.
He's checking back in just to talk some
Just to
smack.
let us know
I
that
tell you what.
Sam was doomed because he's wearing the Dallas Stars gear. Oh, man.
It was all I could do. That's all I got. I'm done.
Cost 300.
Just calling on the button, of course. We love seeing the big stack buttons really get aggressive and raise almost every hand. And the big flop here for Brad, open-ender. Gutter ball for Sam.
Yeah, we've seen both players take advantage of pots when they have some equity, but who's going to be able to take advantage of these pots when it's up for grabs, right? Especially Sam right now needing every blind he can get, now below 3 million again. That's right, Red. You know what's up. They're just singing along.
750.
Yeah.
750 and takes it. And George Andershock saying it seems like they both need to work on their heads up
Right,
game.
don't we all? I mean, how often do you get to do it?
We've had some tournament crushers in the booth, with us. We've had Aaron Money McAvoy, who's crushed some tournaments in here. We've had Danny Marks in here. And that's the thing is most players don't have experience heads up because they make deep runs and they get cashes in these tournaments, even final tables, but it's rare to get down.
Poker
to
players
heads up.
you don't practice this. You don't, right?
Yeah.
So, and even if you have an idea of how you think you're going to do, whether you execute that idea or not, if you're ever in this position, is a different thing.
Yep. But yeah, we like to see a lot of aggression from the button. Raising with really any two, especially if you have a big stack. We haven't seen that as much tonight. Definitely missed on some value on a few rivers from Brad, but yeah, these guys aren't used to playing heads up, and frankly, neither are we.
Right.
We want to be.
And they're raising some pre-flop. We're seeing a lot of flops. Post-flop, though, it's been
Warhead.
a little slower.
Don't get a lot of opportunities. Even the best tournament players don't get a lot of opportunities.
There we go. Sam able to continue there from the button and takes it down.
Poker Junkie just says, just ship it already.
Ship it.
Boom, we got to 150
there we
likes.
go. Streamlabs is happy. We have made it to 150 likes.
Streamlabs is happy. You guys did it. Got us to 150 likes. Thank you much.
Playground Sports Cards checking into the chat from one of our favorite towns, Edinburgh, Texas.
Rio Grande Valley. Shout out to TCH down there. Part of the fam.
And we have seen some interesting runs heads up too, right? Just from the cards.
Right.
I mean, we've seen some runs where the cards just put on a whooping, where one player is going to win.
100%.
And sometimes that'll happen heads up as well. I mean, and frankly, probably a lot, right? I mean, heads up.
750.
I don't know how much you can outplay your opponent when they're just stoning you dead on turns, but.
Brad definitely going to come along with the suited 9-10. Ace for Sam.
All right, Brad's going to stick around here with that gutter ball backdoor hearts, and he finds a 4 of hearts here on the turn, picking up some more equity.
1.2 million.
Now, Nick, who would be impatient and just punt with a 10 deuce off? I don't know who would possibly do such a thing.
That was pretty legendary, though. Legend.
Right after some commentator just got done saying,
Yeah, he did.
I'm pretty sure he's going to be real patient here.
Boom! NRG can blame Eric for that.
The jinx.
Who said the commentator jinx isn't relevant in poker?
All right, got to get it done there. Sam's up to 6.7.
NRG hadn't missed a field goal all year. Oh, there it goes.
The laces were out. Yep, red 27, our boy NRG. Tried it. He tried the dolly.
He did. Made it through a giant field
And ran right into
in
it.
a good tournament with some big old payouts. Got heads up. 10 deuce. Into the bleachers. Fun hand here's cooking up. Samuel R has ace 8. Brad's got pocket 9s. Nobody lands anything. Queen 6, 7 on the flop.
750. And quick fold from the ace 8. They hooting and hollering.
Hooting and hollering out there in the rebuy tournament, as you should in every good rebuy tournament. Looks like they had 66 players tonight with a boatload of rebuys. They're going to have 3,500 up top
750.
for a Monday night $60 rebuy. That's pretty good.
Sam waking up with the ace 8 again. Said fold, but Brad is actually going to defend here.
Check. Scan the cards, please, again.
Flop here's Jack 10, 6. That makes a little bit of a difference as Brad does connect.
800.
Ace on the turn. Big card here for Sam. NRG heading to bed. Good night, buddy. Sweet run, by the way. It's always
Yeah.
fun. It's always fun when the players of our final table check in with us here in the chat. NRG here again tonight. He's got his tournament game cranked up. Congrats, buddy. All right, little bet and a call here. Brad will see a river. It's a deuce of spades.
Check. Let's see it.
Ace is good. All right, Sam's up to 10 million now.
Thank you.
Double up, and then we can really talk here. Sam would be almost neck and neck.
Grinding away.
Thank you, man.
9.9 million here.
Folks in the chat calling for him to ship it.
Now, he's got king 10 of spades. Pretty good hand, but he gets a walk instead. All right, Sam's button here. He'll go first. Button goes first in heads up action. I don't know what Sam has, but he's raising.
He's raising. Brad's waking up with the AK.
And Brad's got a pretty good hand to play here. He will 3-bet with that AK and takes it down.
And damn it, the graphics went away before we got to see what Sam was raising with.
Boo. It is not getting warmer in here.
Not at all.
I wore my shorts today for the first time. First time of the season that I wore shorts into the booth. I was a little nervous about it.
This is the last hand of this blind level, guys.
It is indeed cold.
Yeah, blinds are actually going up. Next hand, 200, 400, 400.
Calls 300.
Again, got a king on the button. Good spot there to raise, get your opponent to fold.
Check.
All right, king high, pretty good spot here for that flop. Jack, jack 4.
175 for the small.
He will bet it and take it down. Nice job, Brad.
Get a couple blues, please.
I guess actually the blinds are going up to 175, 350, 350.
Blinds are up.
350, 350.
Did you have it that time?
Ace queen.
Oh, ace queen.
Yeah, so Sam still has 26 big blinds now. Of course, he was much shorter earlier, but he's got 26 big blinds.
Yeah, 26 big blinds, plenty to do some work with. 8 deuce here, landed a pair.
And spades right. First pitch for Brad.
Yeah, pair versus flush draw there, and we go check, check. It lands on the turn, and we go check, check again. Now Brad's going to put some money in there on the river. Sam lets her go. Nice fold. Doesn't want to make hero call there with the deuce. $1,400 entries, and we are down to 2. 3 days of poker. Our remaining 2 players here battling it out. $53,000 prize up top.
850.
850 is now bet. 2 million. Raise to 2 million.
Sam's going to raise it up with pocket 5s.
wow.
Oh, my. And he gets resistance from the big blind.
Pair heads up.
Brad's got queens, and he's 3-bet to 2 million.
It's never comfortable, but your Delta pair heads up. I think you just got to go with it here.
Yeah, right. Everybody knows this spot, but do you know it for top prize of $53,000?
Wow, just makes the call. He's in position. Wow, and he hits a 5.
King 10-5 set for Samuel.
Checks.
Now the king is out there. See if that makes Brad nervous or not.
He did check, so now Sam was thinking, what do I do here?
6.4 behind. So he's in an interesting spot money-wise. But that little bet right there will set him up for the all-in if he wants on the turn. Uh-oh, 9 of diamonds here on the turn. That's going to give Brad a little bit of equity. Samuel still with the best of it as he's flopped a set of 5s.
Check the tee again. It's time to get it in.
All in.
All in, he has ripped it. Set of 5s are in there, all in.
No jack, no queen.
No
So
jack, no queen
Brad
indeed.
makes the call here.
5 outs for Brad.
Queen or jack will change it. Deuce of diamonds on the river. Big double up there for Sam.
Yeah, big double up for Sam. Now we've got a battle as Sam has now gotten within 7 million after being 10-1 dog here. Heads up.
500,000.
Big double up there for Sam. And look at that comeback. 24 million, 17 million.
That is the action hand we were looking for. And Brad just getting super unlucky there, but huge double up for Sam as he outflops him, hitting a set of 5s.
Chili Bill's in the chat. Appreciate the screen name. That's fantastic.
Jimmy for 120.
Calls 350.
$1.1.
1.1 million is now the bet.
Taylor for 120. Taylor, you want 120? Taylor 8.
All right, a little bit of momentum going towards the direction of that 5 seat for Samuel. Off to hand 152, tonight's final table. The even bigger one, Texas Card House Dallas.
$850.
850 with the Jack 10. There you go, getting a little confidence back, starting to raise those buttons.
Queen 9 for Brad. We'll see a flop.
Yeah, you nailed it, Bill. Got the button. Now he's getting more aggressive.
Yeah, I was surprised he went through that lull a little bit. I really feel like he was just a little bit in shock from that massive tailspin that he took.
Check, check. Queen high.
That's good. That's good.
Queen
Where's
is good.
the heart when you need it?
And Brad, you know, this is kind of his first time to even downspin at all, really. I mean, he was
Right.
down early, and he was below 2 million
Oh,
at
yeah.
one point, and
He grinded all the way
he
back
just
to
kind of
the
had
chip lead.
a steady climb.
And Sam was the early one that was just knocking people out, got that early huge chip lead.
He had too much out there.
So it's pretty exciting to get these two players battling out who have both experienced huge chip stacks today. 24 and 22K
Right.
or 22 million. They both at one point had over half the chips in play. Now here we go. Here's a big hand here. A King 8 heads up is a good hand. Brad just calling with it though, not raising. And now Sam wakes up with Ace King.
2.5. Raise 2.5 is now the bet.
Brad's coming in with a 3-bet though with the King 8.
Okay, spicy.
Here we go.
Some deeper breaths here for Mr. Samuel. Ace King, the hand of his night, as he got double knockouts with it
7.5.
twice earlier.
Yeah, knocked out 4 people with the Ace King tonight in 2
So
hands.
He will 4-bet here to 7.5.
That'll put Brad in a blender momentarily. Going to be dominated by a lot of hands. Maybe time to just chunk this King 8.
Yeah, Brad's got about, 3 million or so out there.
Wow, he says
Call.
screw it, makes the call. So he is dominated. Needs to catch some clubs, an 8 or some sort of funky
Brad's
straight.
feeling good over there. Makes the call. Let's see a flop. Jack 6, 7, 2 spades for Sam. Fif 15 million out there, and Sam's going to rip it. Nearly 9 million in his stack, and that is a big pot there for Sam.
Our new chip leader, Mr. Sam Rayburn, 24 million.
Wow, and they have swung again. Sam
Back and
I'll give you
forth and back and forth.
definitely below 4 blinds at one time, even in this heads-up matchup, and he now has the chip advantage, 24 million to 17 million.
Yeah, this is what we like to see. On the button, chip lead, any two cards, raise it up.
Right, yep.
Yeah, especially with a letter, easy to open up with even queen 5. We see a flop ace 10-4. He's been continuing pretty well anytime there was an ace on the flop. Able to do so here again. And he puts the chips out there and takes it down. Yeah, right. The heaters have gone everywhere on this table. Mostly in the 5 seat early. JS even ran it up pretty good there in the 1 seat for a hot minute. And then, of course, the 8 seat down the stretch. An incredible heater for Brad. And now, again, Sam is on fire.
All right, Brad's taking notes. He's going to raise it up now on his button with any 2.
Yeah, Sam's got a pretty good hand to defend with here for king 9. Brad's got a gut shot to the wheel draw. King ball here on the turn.
Yeah, and no club for Brad.
Big turn for Sam.
No need for 1 to 0.
Yeah, Logan's saying Sam was down to 3.5 blinds. So Samuel connects here on the turn. Bets a little something. Takes down a little something.
Thank you, 1 to 8. Go ahead. Senior music, 1 to 3.
This is now his peak chip stack, 26 million.
Hand 157. A little over 1,400 entries, and it all comes down to this. We are heads up. Top prize 53,000. A little more than that.
Yeah, the mental fatigue definitely is here for both of these players. It's 3 hours and 48 minutes into a final table. They've already been playing heads up for a couple dozen hands probably, so.
Sure, yep. Yeah, maybe more than that with Johnny Rodriguez.
Yeah.
850.
Slinging the cards in the box. King high, good enough to open up.
The gunslinger.
Took my water
Takes
bottle.
it down.
Items for 1 to 0.
Could you give me another water bottle, please? Thank you.
Peter for 1 to 0.
King 7 on the button, definitely good for a raise. Sam coming along. God, has it been 40 plus? Yeah, definitely feels like it.
Ten, 5-5 flop. King high versus king high. Button able to bet and take it down.
Very nice aggressive play there from Brad. This is kind of what we wanted to see, you know, early on in the
Right,
heads-up
yeah.
match. I
So
think.
they've exchanged big blows, and now they're ready.
Yeah, now they're feisty. No more
Ooh.
passivity. And, of course, hard to be passive when you're looking down at 2 kings.
Now you got kings on the button, which usually helps.
850.
Sticking with the same sizing.
850.
And the 10-3 of diamonds is going to defend.
Yeah, and it's not terrible to defend with a hand like that.
Oh.
He finds 2 diamonds here. Deuce 5-7, 2 diamonds on the flop.
Overpair, diamond blocker for Sam. This could get spicy. Wow.
So Brad just rips it here. Check raises all in for
got like 9
$15 million.
I call.
With no
And
pair
a call
just
here
a
from
flush draw.
Samuel and his kings. So Brad's
No
going to be at
diamonds,
risk
Johnny.
here
If you're gonna
on
put
a
diamonds,
flush
put 2 of
draw.
them, please.
He says, if you're going to put diamonds out there, put 2 of them, please. Brad ripping it with the flush draw
Here
at
we go.
risk.
7 of hearts, no help. Just a diamond can save him. 7 of spades, and that is a winner
All right.
for Mr. Samuel.
Well, where is our fella in the chat who said the stars were going to choke because Sam, with the epic comeback, takes it down. Great job, though, for our man in the 8th seat,
And
Mr. Brad.
They are fired up. You can hear a little bit of a celebration there from the rail and Mr. Samuel himself. Congratulations, Sam.
Heck of a run, Brad. You were short super early, and you grinded all the way to make it to second place. $36,320 for your efforts. Second place out of 14-18.
Awesome run tonight,
Awesome
Brad.
run, Brad.
Awesome job mixing it up, confusing them a little bit, getting that build up going.
He's definitely been making a name around this area in tournaments. So great job, Brad. I'm sure we will see you on another final table. But enjoy that second place prize and $36,000.
Mr. Samuel up top, first place prize, $53,000. Congratulations to everyone here tonight at this final table, especially Mr. Samuel and Brad.
There's our tournament director, Mr. Donovan. Of course, Johnny Rodriguez, getting all those chips ready for a nice picture for Sam Rayburn. There is the trophy he gets. Also, he gets a coin saying he is a 2025 TCH tournament champion. So, yeah, they're going to set that all up for him. Great job. Thank you guys again for joining us in the chat. It was a blast. You guys were great.
Appreciate you. Thank you, guys.
We will be here tomorrow night for the cash stream.
Let's do it again.
5/10/25 cash stream starting about 6:15 p.m. So please jump in and watch that, and hope to have a good time. It'll be Aaron McAvoy and myself, and then RJ Dupree to close the night off. And again, great job for our dealers, our tournament directors, production team. Everybody did a great job, and we put together another even bigger one with a huge prize. We're going to do this again, I'm sure, next month. We do this once a month unless we have some sort of special tournament going on.
And for you tournament crushers out there, don't forget, go hit up Austin here throughout the next couple of weeks, the Trailblazer series down there, and we'll have cash games tomorrow.
Yeah, and a chance to get in the satellite or get in the main event via satellite on the Hijack app. So if you haven't already downloaded the app and you're in the state of Texas, download the Hijack Poker app.
Thank you, Donovan.
Via this little QR code, you get $20 referral for doing that. You can cash out at any of the locations and playing a lot of free roll tournaments and stuff too. So great opportunities for some tournaments. We will have more tournaments, coming as summer's getting here. But thank y'all again for joining us, and we will see y'all next time. Peace.
Next time, from all of us here at Texas Card House Dallas, good night.